Just $1 down. At RC Hill, we're all about affordability, and my perfect payment program is a playbook of solutions. My finance specialists work hard to help you find a car you love. So if your old ride makes you feel like a loser, then punt it, because we have over 200 used cars, all with warranty for just $1 down. But hurry, a deal this good won't last long and won't go into overtime. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. See all my MVP rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com. Need to sell your car today? Visit rchillbuyscars.com. We'll pay you on the spot.
Credit and $1 down. Require bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer ends January 31st, 2025.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How To Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right. We're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How To Money and start listening.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Here we are right in the face of yet another year. 2025 is here in front of us. And you know, over the last few years, I've heard a number of unbelievable testimonials from people who used Life Imaging FLA, saving their lives. Guys, let's start off 2025 the right way, making sure that your long-term health is in play. And with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, they can do that for you. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And remember, this entire process only takes a few seconds. There are no dyes or injections. You don't have to take your clothes off, but the information you get can change your life and even save your life. And be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Make that appointment today. It's easy. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Whatever you do, don't wait. Start off 2025 with the most information you can get about your long-term health care. And do that with Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeart Media.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Celebrate creativity in the classroom with Crayola Creativity Week. Starting January 27th, join celebrities like Matthew McConaughey for hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways. Register for free today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream now on your free iHeartRadio app. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. Hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy. Here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeart Media, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day, and we are loaded up this afternoon. We got a good one for you. Deb will get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb will do that with JCS News. 4 o'clock hour, it's the first edition of What'd You Do that's new for 2025. I'll have something for you guys to check out. Our buddy Danny Jenkins from Threat Locker drops by in the 4 o'clock hour as well. 5 o'clock, it's trivia. Sarah Silverman tickets to see Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross. We'll end it up with It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. And you heard it here first, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, it's producer Sabrina Ambrose.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social. That's Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. Easily on X at Just Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. While you're there, please give us a like and subscribe. That helps us out quite a bit. Doesn't cost you anything. We're not going to hassle you, I promise.
Oh, no, we are.
Just a little like and subscribe would be great there. And, of course, you can leave a talkback if you like. Just download that iHeart Radio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see that microphone. Send your comment over, and we'll get you on the air in no time at all. How you guys doing today on this Tuesday?
Pretty damn good. How about you?
Pretty darn good.
Yep, hanging in there.
A little chilly out there today. Jack,
oh, we went way past chilly.
Jack has a little bit of a meeting. He'll be with us around 4 o'clock or so. Thanks, Sabby. Appreciate it as always.
No problem.
You the best. Playa, you the best.
Very, very cold. I feel like I was not prepared, even though we've heard about it a week out. And these things can cut diamonds. I'm telling you that.
You know, the one thing about Florida is you will never go without information when it gets below 50 degrees in this state. I mean, you will not be able to. It is such an anomaly to even get into the 30s in Florida that instantly when it happens, it is the news.
Yep, we get the Uggs out and the gloves, and I have rechargeable hand warmers that I get to use for the first time. It's ridiculous.
All the winter wear. I see, Deb, you're over there with many, many layers.
Oh, I've got a scarf, forgot the gloves.
Got your digital fireplace going behind you, which is nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Only if that thing put out heat.
I know. Quite the scene.
And it's funny because usually this room that we work out of, temperature-wise, is as bipolar as a teenage alcoholic.
It's so hot in here, man.
But in this room, it's perfect today. But over there, it's blown out and hot. And it could wind up being 40 degrees in this room by the time we leave today.
Well, you know, we lament all the time during the summer months for the folks that have to work outside. I'm lamenting extra for them today.
Oh, you think so? You think people that work outside are pissed off today?
Oh, somebody had texted us yesterday and said that they were having their irrigation guys come in at 8:30 because, you know, trying to do this kind of work at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning when it's freezing. Of course you got to.
They're not doing that.
Standing up there.
But again, if you're slaying hammers out there, I'm sure that the 55-degree weather isn't so bad. Once you get rolling and get a lather built up, it's nice.
Once the sun comes up, I would imagine it's okay.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Got a little question for you. It's our question of the day. We'll do this later. We'll wrap it up with Jack. Quick question. We'll do a poll here in the studio.
Oh, boy.
I know. He does this every day.
Let's do this. Sabrina, do you believe that Deborah has taken down her Christmas stuff?
No.
Deb, do you believe that Sabrina has taken down her Christmas stuff?
No.
Do you believe that I've taken down my Christmas stuff?
I don't believe you've put up Christmas stuff.
Trick question, damn it.
You're right. I have people.
Yeah, exactly.
Is yours down?
It is not.
It is not.
No, I did realize or was told via the internet that it was the official day of taking down the Christmas tree.
It's today?
Well, Three Kings Day was yesterday, so that's the 12 days of Christmas.
Real? I never even heard that.
The 12 days of Christmas is the 12 days that it took the three Kingsmen to see the star and make it to Bethlehem.
Oh, got it.
And then that one guy brought myrrh.
Yeah, frankincense and myrrh.
But I don't have time. It was a Monday, and it was cold and raining, so I'm just going to leave it up to the weekend.
You know, the funny thing is I did not know that thing about the 12, was it?
12 days of Christmas.
I mean, I know the 12 days of Christmas, but I didn't know that was the indicator of when you're supposed to take that stuff down. Rolling through my area out there, I've noticed stuff still up, and I'm already judging. I'm judging. I'm throwing the judge around.
Okay, well, answer, do you think I've taken my stuff down or not?
I think you have. Because I don't think you like seeing it up all that time. I think you have.
I love having it up all that time.
But
like I mentioned, the tree made Chris so sick this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with allergies that I just couldn't do it. There's no way you can enjoy your Christmas tree when you hear someone gagging for breath next to you.
And this
Fake
time it
tree
wasn't
all day.
And it wasn't for sex this time. So it's always good. Yeah, through the neighborhood. It's like I always thought it was like the February 1st. That's what I always thought, that we would allow you through January.
Allow you. That's awesome. You must be president of your HOA.
You're president of the acre and more than that. Let's
He's
be
the
honest
angry
here.
old man HOA.
February 1st, if you don't have your stuff down, I'm going to tell you, it's not just me judging you. Everyone you know, including your own family, is judging you AF, and everybody knows it.
I'm going to leave it up.
You know, I have to
You
say,
should not leave it up.
I have to say, though, for those folks who do leave it up, chances are they don't give an F what other people around them think.
Well, they obviously do not, and that's
Exactly.
the problem. They have no character. Get out of here with that. Keeping your stuff up into February. Christmas is gone.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah, my wife lays that stuff down next day. I've been telling you, 36 hours after Christmas rolls through, you could never tell it ever happened in our house.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I put
thank
up a
you.
lot of stuff.
You do?
And I made the mistake last year of forgetting where I put certain things. So all of a sudden, like July, I was like, oh, there's a elf toy.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
I do that every year.
Are you a trinketer, or do you just do lots of lights, or do you have like a bunch of different little trinkets and stuff that hang and all that stuff?
Yeah, no, I have both. It was a great light display this year.
Nice.
I did not go as far as to hanging up the year-round LEDs that
All right,
I
there
had
you go.
purchased
All right,
because
nice.
I didn't have a ladder.
All right.
Note for next year.
Yeah, that's a good one. Put that
But
on the
then I
list.
have like a lot of trinket stuff in the bathroom. The pets have their own Christmas tree.
Oh,
I
how
got,
cool.
I got a shelf of,
hold
or
up,
an
hold up.
elf on one of the shelves.
Okay, wait. Get ready for lots of judgment,
Hold on.
Sabrina.
Just hold on.
Jim, just settle down because we do need her to come back every once in a while.
I ain't afraid of you. What?
Listen, your pets have a Christmas tree?
Of course they do.
What do you mean, of course they do? I've never heard of that.
I bought a bigger plastic tree last year, one that, makes sense.
Right.
And then the tiny little tree that was passed on to me from my father.
Oh, there
This
you go.
was from his,
Well, you can-
his business in the 80s, and it smells like it. I'm like, I'm not going to get rid of this, so I'm going to give it to the pets.
Why don't you start with that story instead of just saying your pets have a Christmas tree?
Why don't you wait to the story before
Yeah,
you judge?
exactly. Oh, my God.
Sir.
There is the story of Jim.
Happy New Year.
Oh, we like to speculate, then figure it out later.
No,
That's,
don't you we us unless you've got a frog in your pocket. Sorry, there's no we.
That's the protocol of the show. We speculate, and then we figure it out later.
No, you need to replace that W with an M.
All right, 407-916-1041. So did you guys do anything with the sailboat story over there, Sabrina? I can't
Sailboat.
Yeah,
Not
the one at
boot.
New Smyrna Beach.
Nothing coming up, so hit
Yeah.
it.
So there was a story over there where a sailboat washed up on New Smyrna Beach, and it turned into a bit of a a local tourist attraction because it was just kind of laying there on the beach. What happened was the guy was sailing it from like St. Augustine to the Dominican, and where he was anchored, his anchor line snapped, and pretty much he was at the will of the ocean, which pretty much deposited him right there on New Smyrna Beach. So,
Oh, God. He's not a very good sailor.
he'd been sitting there.
Don't want to judge here.
And the story was he'd offered anybody, it would pay him $1, they could have the sailboat. A 1977 32-foot sailboat. And when I mentioned this sailboat last week when we were talking about this, somebody had mentioned that the maker of the boat is actually a reputable maker. Like, it's actually a pretty quality boat. They never found a buyer for it.
No, not even at $1.
Not even at $1, because the
Very
estimated
crusty inside.
the estimated oh, you know it was crusty. When you see the guy was crusty. You can't have a crusty guy living in a nice area. The area has to be crusty as well.
It could be a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce, but if it's got stains and cracks in certain places, then it's worth exactly that, $0.
So the estimated cost of getting it off the beach was going to be between $15,000 and $20,000.
Oh, blow it up, please.
So most people. So that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
They rolled
Just like the dead whales.
They rolled there on the beach, and they basically cut that bitch apart and took it right to the Tomoka landfill right
Good
there in
for them.
Volusia County.
Why not
So-
make it a coral reef?
So that's over. It was right there on the beach. Like,
You know
it was
why?
on the beach.
It was too crusty.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was-
my God. It had a 3-inch layer thick of barnacles on the bottom of it. I don't even know how it went forward.
Same here. What?
Yeah. So anyway, now that's gone. So if you've gone over to New Smyrna Beach to find the old dead boat,
Someone was saving their $1.
It is not
There was. They're like, I
already-
don't know, man, inflation.
Yeah. I do have a question for us later in the show that I want to go over when Jack is here. And I know that I don't think that anybody in this room or in these rooms is one of these. And I would like to talk to somebody who is, because I read a very interesting story about being this kind of person.
Whew, the tease.
The cryptic.
Right, it is. It's this kind of person. And I never...
Passive-aggressive?
In all the years of doing this for a living, I've never really heard anyone talk about what they feel like if they find out they're the accidental child.
Oh.
If you were an accidental child, if your parents told you you were an oops baby. I have an uncle that was an oops baby and was told to his face he was an oops baby because his nearest sibling is like 14 years away.
Right. Okay. So I do know oops babies.
Right. So I want to talk to people about oops babies a little bit later. If you are an oops baby or if you have an oops baby, do you tell people that? And is there a thing around that? Like, is there a
stigma of that you weren't necessarily wanted. You were just kind of like forced into the situation.
That's exactly what the story was. It was like this person found out they were an oops baby, and they had like a down-to-earth talk with mom and dad about what was going on and how it affected them, and they actually noticed. They were asking their brothers and sisters, hey, did mom and dad do this for you? Or mom and dad, because they thought they were being treated way differently because they were kind of not unwanted, but
unplanned.
Right, but I feel like if they're being treated differently after they're born, they're unwanted still for a while.
Yeah, maybe the first one stuck.
How about oops babies? Call in, please. I'll answer the phone.
Also, we're going to ask you what your crazy is a little bit later. Everybody's got a crazy, right? Everybody has a crazy. No, not X. You have some crazy in you. There's something that you do that even you recognize is a little out there. I want to ask a little bit later what your crazy is. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Deb, got some news for us today?
Yeah, we're going to talk about FEMA disaster recovery centers are going to be closing in observance of President Carter. Osceola County Sheriff's truthfulness is in question. And when you get trapped by tech. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during JCS News.
All right, you got it, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Me a happy birthday.
So did I.
And you did. He didn't.
Ryan did not. I'll get you a cream pie for your birthday.
So gross.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Traffic is starting to slow down on I-4 approaching that Champions Gate area in the Lake Buena Vista area. There's an accident on Colonial Drive westbound at Cricket Club Circle. The traffic lights are working incorrectly where Colonial Drive meets Alafaya Trail. Police activities blocking northbound lanes of John Young Parkway between Carroll Street and Hunters Creek Boulevard. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you it's the best move they ever made. More often than not, the only thing they'll add is they should have done it way sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law said. My son at 18 years old with bad eyesight to the point where he could not even read anything got LASIK surgery, and the Filatowski Eye Institute did it for him. And the reason I'm telling you this is because there's a great offer out there. Filatowski Eye Institute now offering free LASIK consultations, and it's easy to make your appointment. Simply text 1041 to the number 868686. That way you can start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Now look, if you're worried about their experience, don't. These guys are one of the OGs in LASIK surgery here in Central Florida with over 65,000 procedures under their belt. And they use the latest state-of-the-art tech as well. That gives you the best results every single time. And if finances is a concern, do not stress. 24-month interest-free financing is available. So if you deal with glasses or contacts and you are absolutely sick of it, start off the new year with great vision at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
The music we listen to all year long. The anthems that were our soundtrack for 2024. They not like us. And the stars who made the songs we love will all be celebrated.
Let's get it started.
March 17, live from Los Angeles. Coming back to Fox.
Be here as our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards nominees are announced Thursday at 9 a.m.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How to Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right. We're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How to Money and start listening.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
The new year is a great time to make over your home with help from Tools Ace Hardware. Tools carries the best brands in outdoor cookers, grills, pizza ovens, grills, and smokers from the best brands: Weber, Traeger, Big Green Egg, Gosney, and Napoleon. They also carry outdoor furniture from Polywood, made from durable, weather-resistant, and easy-to-clean recycled plastic, perfect for Florida. Get free assembly and delivery on grill and outdoor furniture purchases $3.99 and up when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware's 13 convenient Central Florida locations, or when you shop online at toolsacehardware.com. Tools Ace, your backyard place.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
What's up, everybody? Adnan Burke here to tell you about a new podcast. It's NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here, and after playing 700 NHL games, I got a lot of dirty laundry to air out.
Each week we'll get together to chat about the sport that we love.
But we're not just going to be talking hockey, folks. We're talking movies, we're talking TV, food, and Adnan's favorite, wrestling. It's all on Le Table.
Listen to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers and start listening.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 916-1041. Text us at 77031.
I wasn't done with my pan flute.
That's okay. My apologies.
Well, there's two things playing, huh?
Yeah, welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Sabby.
Hey,
Jack
what's
will
happening?
Jack will be with us at 4. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I know it's a long day for you.
It's my pleasure. I don't know how two things play at the same time,
That's
so it
okay.
looks like I'm doing a good job.
Don't you worry about it one bit. We're trying to play some music that people recognize, get away from, that whole thing that we have to deal with the podcasting. So we've kind of set up something for the new year to be able to play some of that, some of the rejoins that people
cool.
before we get into the other kind
Pan
of
flute.
benign music. Yeah, exactly. I am Jim. Like I said, there's Sabrina sitting in with us for Jack. He has a meeting today, and he'll be with us around 4 o'clock. But Deb has your news.
I guess.
Oh, it's the same damn song still.
It's time for JCS News.
Come on, Jimmy.
Wow, does this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
Still works in 2025.
Every time.
JCS News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. A plane carrying the body of former President Jimmy Carter landed at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland this afternoon. Carter's body was flown from his home state of Georgia to D.C. and then will be taken to the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. The late president's family, members of Congress, and other dignitaries will attend a private ceremony for the 39th president later today. Carter will then lie in state in the rotunda until his funeral at the National Cathedral on Thursday.
Wow, yeah.
In the meantime, FEMA is planning to temporarily close a handful of its facilities later this week in observance of former President Jimmy Carter. The agency's disaster recovery centers across the state are going to shut down on Thursday due to that National Day of Mourning for Carter. The facilities will continue helping those impacted by recent hurricanes on Friday. The closure will impact 5 locations, specifically in Tampa Bay. Carter passed away on December 29th after being in hospice care for about a year in his Georgia home.
Yeah.
He was 100 years old.
Yeah, crazy, man.
And also world record holder for longest stay in hospice, I believe.
No, is he really?
I did make that up,
Yeah.
but he was in there for a really long
year.
time.
Yeah, because I remember when they put
That
him
was like
in,
3 years.
they were expecting him to be in there for a couple months. I
Right,
think his grandson had made a couple comments that led people to believe that maybe
he
that
was slipping away.
Yeah, that it wasn't going to be that long.
And then he
but
was like, skirt.
good old tenacious Carter.
Exactly.
Figured there's a house to finish, so he's going to stick around for a little bit.
All right. In the meantime, President-elect Trump is aiming to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name.
Trump made the comments at a news conference today. Georgia Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately took to X, saying she's going to introduce legislation, quote, ASAP, end quote, to officially change the Gulf of Mexico to, quote, its rightful name, the Gulf of America, end quote.
I don't have radio appropriate words.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nobody does.
Who cares?
Nobody knows.
Looking forward to whatever happens.
I got to tell you, of all the things I expected, this was not one of them. That's the one positive is I did not expect the old changing of the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah.
All right, well, Florida Senator Rick Scott has outlined his legislative priorities for the 119th Congress, and on that list is the Sunshine Protection Act. It would, in Scott's words, quote, lock the clock, end quote.
Lock the clock.
Meaning we would stop changing the clocks twice a year. The senator says he's optimistic.
But it's going to take the president to weigh in because, unfortunately, it's not been a high priority for some of the senators up here.
Yeah, well, President-elect Trump has weighed in on locking the clock, but in a Truth Social post last month, he indicated that he wanted to end daylight saving time. But Scott and fellow Florida Senator Marco Rubio's proposal would be to keep us in daylight saving time year-round.
Right, yeah.
Which one is that? That again?
It's the other one.
Yeah, exactly, where we spring forward.
Yeah.
So it gets late. It stays later in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, Florida lawmakers are planning to discuss a variety of issues impacting condo owners next week. Man, these poor folks A state Senate committee is scheduled to hold a panel discussion next Tuesday. A variety of bills designed to help condominium owners and associations were passed in the wake of the deadly collapse of the Champlain Towers South in South Florida more than 3 years ago. One of the measures has started to require more frequent building inspections. A series of Senate and House committee meetings are planning over the coming weeks as lawmakers prepare for the upcoming legislative session on March 4th. Unfortunately, a lot of those building inspections have been like, no, don't look over there. Don't look over there.
Yeah. Whatever
we
you
haven't
do,
looked at that for 30 years.
Whatever you do, don't inspect near the pool.
Exactly. Don't know how this is going to end, but an ousted Central Florida prosecutor is back in office.
Oh.
Yeah, Orange Osceola State Attorney Monique Worrell was sworn in earlier today after she was reelected in November. Now, Worrell made remarks after taking her oath, saying she's ready to build upon the office she began several years ago. Governor Ron DeSantis suspended the state attorney back in August of 2023, claiming she went easy on crime. Worrell is currently the target of a Polk County grand jury investigation. A lot of secrecy around this thing.
Still.
Yeah.
I mean, she was voted back into
She
her
was voted
position.
back in,
The
exactly.
People clearly want her there.
She did not comment on the case, but says she's ready to get back to work. Apparently, this secret grand jury has to deal with her first administration, and there still is question as to whether or not the governor is going to find reason to suspend her from office again.
Right. This is the one that wouldn't prosecute certain crimes, or would not prosecute the death penalty.
I believe in both Mark Keith Lloyd's case, but specifically the Pine Hills shooter.
Yeah.
The young man who killed the 3 people, including the Spectrum 13 news reporter and a 9-year-old girl, as well as another woman.
Yeah. The guy who looked like Black Sideshow Bob.
Right, exactly.
That was a wild day.
Yeah,
Also, that long ago?
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy. And I got a buddy that knew that guy quite well, who's also a cameraman in the business. And,
really?
And knew that kid very well, and said he was the sweetest kid ever.
Oh, he was.
It tore him up pretty bad, man. Actually, it really did.
I bet. I mean, he was engaged to be married. He was young. He was just doing his job.
So random, and that's a story that he would have covered. Matter of fact, I think he was there covering the story.
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
Speaking of law enforcement, the integrity of Osceola County's top cop is in question. Sheriff Marcos Lopez has been added to the state attorney's Brady identification system.
Ooh, mamma mia. What is that again?
It's not good.
If
you're a cop, it's like the worst, not the worst possible thing. It's pretty darn bad, though.
But it is a list of law enforcement officials with a history of misconduct or credibility issues.
So why are they still law enforcement?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
It is a great question. And why are you still the top cop if you're on that list, right? Lopez was put on the list last week after the FDLE investigated him over alleged statements he made about a crime scene photo showing the body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto, who went missing last year, a minor, of course. Now, the image was accidentally posted on social media. Lopez eventually pleaded no contest in the case and agreed to pay a paltry $250 fine. The sheriff is named as a witness in the murder case of Soto's suspected killers. So Bain's like,
gosh, do you remember that too when it happened?
Yeah.
When
Sure.
he made the post.
I lost my mind over
and
it.
it was like,
I literally lost my mind.
seniors, we've got a cool event coming at the recreational center, and it's just what appears to be a dead body.
Yeah,
exactly,
what
of a
horrible
child.
Mistake.
And basically what they're saying with this Brady addition is he would be unreliable in court, and he would actually possibly cause the case to fail because of his credibility as the
Really?
sheriff.
Wow. Okay, back to the drawing board,
Yeah.
maybe?
yeah, you'd think, right?
Maybe not.
I don't know. Well, Florida's chief financial officer is trying to improve mental health resources for first responders. CFO and State Fire Marshal Jimmy Petronas recently filed a more than $3 million funding request to improve mental health care for firefighters, police, and EMS officials. We've talked about this just in the last couple of days, but Petronas saying, first responders see suffering every day, and it's led to an increase in issues like PTSD and increased suicide rates. The State Department of Financial Services is planning to work with lawmakers to secure that money in hopes of creating a peer support program. I think that's a really great idea because who better to understand what you're seeing every day on the road than someone else who's doing the exact same job, as well as psychological services for frontline workers.
How is that not a thing already?
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
wild to
Isn't
me.
it wild?
I think
you don't realize the trauma people go through.
The funny thing is, Sabby, is it was one of those things that cops dealt with for years. Like they couldn't say anything because other cops would make fun of them for saying it,
or they think they were weak.
Your toughness would be called into question because you couldn't handle the fact that you just saw a child smeared across the road, or burned, or shot, or abused, or whatever. But now,
and you want to act, all those guys, or excuse me, it could be male or female law enforcement making fun of others. You might think you're a tough guy or gal now, and you wait till it comes back to haunt you 10, 12, 15 years from now.
The stigma of that is dead now, I believe, or dying for sure.
And
people are now reaching out and looking for help because they want it, because the alternative is not good. And unfortunately, we see a lot of that as well.
Yeah, exactly. We just ask too much of them.
Yeah.
You can't just treat what you've seen as a work day and then go home to all the stresses of raising a family, having a marriage, owning a home, being the president of your HOA.
Still having Christmas decorations up after so long.
Exactly.
Unfathomable.
All right, the Broward Medical Examiner will determine what killed 2 stowaways who were found in the landing gear of a JetBlue aircraft that landed last night at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport.
Let me tell you what.
Yeah, the plane had just arrived from JFK International in New York. The discovery was made overnight during a post-flight maintenance inspection. There's no telling how they accessed the underbody of the aircraft, nor any details about the victims yet. But if you remember, in Maui, on Christmas Eve, a stowaway was found in the wheel well of a United flight from Chicago. With these 2 coming from JFK, I heard that it got like -70 up at the altitude that they were flying in, that they most likely froze to death.
Yeah, sure.
They did have an update, at least for the condition. It seems like they had been deceased for a few days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And and I'm sure it'll come out soon. I'm very surprised with the news coming out that nobody else has given the details along these lines, but it seems that the plane came from elsewhere. A lot of the headlines are saying JFK to Fort Lauderdale. They must have gone on there, but it's becoming
to
clear.
JFK, and then
wherever it came from to JFK.
You know what that tells me?
Yeah.
How often you inspecting them planes?
Yeah.
It was probably stinky too.
Yeah, exactly.
May rest in peace. But
come
stinky.
on now.
Would you do it? $5,000 cash, no tax.
No, get out of here.
Way
okay,
in
just throwing it out there. Trying to do
You
some good
wouldn't,
radio.
right? I'd give you the 5 Gs just to keep you out of the
If
wheel
I had
well.
a backpack of fully prepared items, that would be some gloves and
oxygen.
I'd do that before.
Oxygen.
I will tell you though, I would do that before I left my lights up. So I would do that before I left my lights up.
All right.
I'm going to find your house and decorate it when you don't know.
Let's do it together.
You're not gonna.
New development projects are currently on hold for portions of Volusia County, a follow-up to a story we did during JCS News yesterday, and that is Edgewater leaders agreed last night to adopt a moratorium on construction permits through the year. The pause is going to allow officials to conduct a survey. That, I'm sure, makes homeowners who flooded several times feel so much better. Ooh, you're going to do a survey?
Great.
To identify the cause of flooding throughout the area.
Water.
Yeah, exactly. Drip, drip, right?
If you can wad that survey up and shove it in a crack to keep the water out.
And update a roughly decade-old stormwater master plan. Just the master plan's a decade. Oh, despite the new ordinance, more than 12,000 homes will be built since the plans were approved before the change. The city is hoping to have a new stormwater plan.
They're hoping, are they?
Finished later this year. Again, that's just a plan.
Yeah. They're hoping for a plan.
Just
I
a plan.
love hoping for plans.
Yeah, it's the best. That's what I buy my house on. I really want to put $250,000 into this, but only if somebody's hoping for a plan.
Right.
Where there's hope, there's plans.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Over in Brevard County, a man is recovering after he was hurt during an accident at Port Canaveral. Man, police say the victim was working on a generator on a small barge at the Brevard County facility when a pipe burst yesterday, spilling burning hydraulic fluid on him.
Oh.
Yeah, the man jumped into the water to put out the fire.
That's good thinking.
Yeah, he was then airlifted to a nearby hospital for treatment.
That's good thinking, man. You got to get that cold on it quick. That's God.
Hydraulic fuel.
It's like it would be like napalm. Like you get
really, so it's sticky.
Not necessarily sticky, but anything carrying heat like that has that viscousness to it. It's going to stick to you, and
what a nightmare. But it's salt water too. I mean,
and it holds the heat. It wouldn't matter. Like anything cold, it wouldn't matter. The ocean's cold. Jump in.
Golly.
All right. Also on the coast, Blue Origin is ready for a milestone launch. The company announced yesterday its New Glenn inaugural mission will happen no earlier than Friday, January 10th, this Friday. It'll take place at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. NG-1 is Blue Origin's first national security space launch certification flight.
Who gets to go in that?
The company says its key objective is to reach orbit safely. It also hopes to land the booster offshore in the Atlantic, but it said doing so on their first try is ambitious. SpaceX, I can't wait. SpaceX and Blue Origin going, hold my beer. No, you hold my beer.
Well, I guess Musk.
Well, I'm going to go into the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
When it's ready.
I guess Musk already sent him tweeted out Godspeed.
Right.
Because, basically, he's so far in advance ahead of Blue Origin. But what Blue Origin basically said, I read the story, and it said, Bezos said, rather than doing the crash and burn technology advancement, they did it in the lab, so they didn't have to spend all the money burning up rocket after rocket after rocket. That was his excuse for it. And I guess they're also using a pad they haven't used in a while for this launch as well. So
a lot
of mystery around it.
Does it have wings or?
It's just a rocket, man. Just a big old dong. Big old dong on a pad.
I know, that's what they always look like. Peanuts in space.
Yeah, dong on a pad.
Something else that was lit. I know you guys talked about this on News Junkie today. Video of a Hooters waitress's encounter with a Sarasota police officer. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. It's gone viral. The police body camera video shows 22-year-old Sophia Ross flirting with the officer during a traffic stop in November.
She's so hammered.
I love it, though.
She is so hammered.
During the encounter, Ross can be heard calling the officer daddy.
Several times, and it was not working. She's like,
oh, yeah.
Officer's like, Sophia, please put your shirt down.
And at one point saying they were going to, quote, make out. According to police, Ross refused to complete a field sobriety test and was charged with DUI.
Yeah, you going to take me home?
She reportedly had a blood alcohol level of nearly 4 times.
0.38.
Florida's legal limit, 0.318.
She was hammered. She slurred her hello.
That, and then, tried to make out with him. And then when he refused for the 7th time, she's like, don't be a nerd, bro.
We were talking. Do you think Hooters is like mad? They obviously.
No. Do it. Give her manager position.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If Tua can have a Bitcoin, this girl's going to be CEO of Hooters by the end of the week.
Daddy.
They'll rename it. Hey, Daddy. A little something for you, Jimmy. The Indoor Golf League, TGL, will begin play tonight here in Florida. The league is led by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy as it takes place at the custom-built SoFi Center on Palm Beach Gardens, which seats 1,500. Golfers will hit tee and approach shots on a golf simulator before moving to a green that can be rotated and sloped on each hole. The league will see 6 teams of 3 golfers face off against each other in a 15-match regular season that will end with a best-of-3 final series on March 24th. The first game will feature the New York Golf Club of Ricky Fowler, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Xander Schauffele against the Bay Golf Club's Ludwig Ahlberg, Wyndham Clark, and Shane Lowry.
You did really good with those names.
Well, I've heard you talk about him for years.
When you look at Xander Schauffele's name, it looks like a new medicine.
Yeah, because it's spelled X-A-N.
That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like that. It looks like the Latin explanation of like a tree, like it's a oak tree, or it's Xander Schauffele.
Unless you were a Buffy the Vampire Slayer, then you knew automatically that was Xander.
Okay, very nice.
Duh.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally, an LA tech entrepreneur says he recently missed his flight home. Oh, you know why?
Why?
Do you know why, Jimmy?
I have no clue. I did not see this.
Do you want to take a guess real quick?
Why a tech entrepreneur missed his flight home to Los Angeles?
I don't know where he was flying to, but he is, I guess so. He's going back home.
Actually makes more sense.
No. I'll tell you where he does live, but he's a tech entrepreneur.
Probably
missed his flight.
Palo Alto. I have no idea.
He got trapped in a Waymo on the way to the airport.
Oh, is this the one that was going around in circles?
Mike Johns says the issue happened last month in Scottsdale, Arizona, when the self-driving car he was riding in would not stop making circles in a parking lot. On Sunday, a Waymo spokesperson told the Los Angeles Times a software glitch was to blame and said it has since been resolved, adding that Johns was not charged for his role. I don't know if you guys happen to see video of this, but the Waymo spokesperson was like, okay, I need you to go into the app on your phone. And he's like, wait a minute, you can't control this from...
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like pulling 3 G's in this bitch. How am I supposed to get to my phone?
I would have thrown up without a doubt.
Like, all I'm missing is a fried Oreo.
You could see from his point of view, just the wheels.
We were just going crazy.
Just going in circles.
It's like when you ever seen those John boat videos when somebody gets thrown out of a John boat and the damn thing is just sitting there ripping circles.
Exactly. We have to wait till it's out of gas. No, thank you. That's why I never drive without a driver. Thank you.
Very nice. So let it be written.
So let it be said. And that concludes your JCS News.
Wow. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031.
We never pre-warn people what they're saying.
Listen,
Good job.
Italian food is no longer the most desirable food in the world. It has been replaced for years, for decades. When you asked and you polled around the world what's your favorite food, it's always been Italian food. It has finally been unseated, and I'll tell you exactly what beat it next.
The Froggers football follow-up is next. Call now for your chance to win. 407-916-1041.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Today's going to be one of the coolest days of the winter here in Central Florida. Our high just 55 degrees. Despite the sunshine, it's not going to feel very warm this afternoon. The breeze out of the north at 15 miles an hour, making it feel pretty chilly. Tonight down to 40 for our low, but we'll cool down to about freezing as you head up toward Ocala and Gainesville. For tomorrow, highs closer to 60, but still cool. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Guys, not that big of a secret that the real estate market here in Central Florida is changing and booming right now more than it has been in a while. And with your home being your most valuable asset, you need a real estate company that's always one step ahead of the market, whether you're buying or selling. Of course, that is the Nickley Group. These guys are awesome. I mean, if you ask anybody in the real estate business about the Nickley Group, they'll tell you that is an elite group of buyers and sellers, so much so that they actually, on average, sell their homes for about 6% more than their competitors. That should do it right there, but they offer so much more. They sell those homes twice as fast as well. More money in your pocket faster with the Nickley Group. Clients on average save about $24,000 actually when they use the Nickley Group to purchase their home. And now with interest rates, kind of where they are, it doesn't matter because this time last year they were even worse, and your buying power is way better than it was even just a year ago. And their website is unbelievable. Matter of fact, you get a guaranteed cash offer for your home right now. No showings, no open houses, none of that drama, and you can close that in 14 days. You can actually get your home valued instantly, and they use current market data, so that way you get a good, accurate estimate on how much your home is worth, how much equity you have. You can actually list your house, do all that right there. And if you're part of their VIP program, they bump you to the top, and they really get your property out there circulating with really qualified buyers. They really know what they're doing. Download that free buyer's guide as well, packed up with useful information about the home buying and selling process. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
This is Ashley Kennedy from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes and for less than $3 a day. Traditional diets don't work because nearly 70% of weight is genetically determined. Through medication, you can work with your body rather than against it to create safe and long-lasting weight loss results. I have a family member that's been struggling with her weight for quite some time. No matter how hard she tries, no matter how limited her food intake, she just can't get the weight off. Well, with Future Health, they make access to qualified doctors that know GLP-1s easier than ever. Get ongoing support from over 6,000 physicians and licensed pharmacies nationwide. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at doctor's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
When I'm struggling with depression, I slowly lose myself without realizing it. I stop doing things with friends and can't remember the last time I felt good. I just lie in bed, too tired to do anything. Depression takes me out of me. It's hard to ask for help, but I'm glad I did. Using 211 made it easy to connect with mental health providers who helped me feel like me again. Own your recovery today. Call 211.
Sponsored by Central Florida Cares and the State of Florida Department of Children and Families.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
The Froggers football follow-up is next. Call now for your chance to win. 407-916-1041.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
Not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. It's time for the Froggers football follow-up on The Jim Colbert Show.
That's right. It is time for the Froggers football follow-up, brought to you by our good friends over at Froggers Grill and Bar. 4 of these beautiful locations all throughout Central Florida, and they're perfectly placed, by the way. I just realized that. They really spread them out exactly where they need to be. Absolutely chock full of some of the best food out there, some of the most wonderful servers, the nicest people. The big screen TVs, the video games, the pool tables, the dart boards. It's really where you want to be when you're watching sports. And, of course, NFL playoffs are here. Magic basketball. They beat the Knicks last night. So many good things to check out here in Central Florida.
So all that going on, plus the great food at Froggers, which we absolutely love, and we look forward every Thursday when we get to sample that food. Jimmy, you mentioned the locations. You have Mount Dora. You have Oviedo, you have Apopka, and Altamont Springs. So spread out. If you want to find the one that's near you, just go online to Froggers.com.
That's right, Froggers.com. So what we're doing here for the Froggers football forecast is whoever on the phone right here can choose which member of the show had the best week in our football pool, had the most picks that were correct. You will win a $25 gift card to our friends over at Froggers Grill and Bar. Who goes first today, buddy?
Let's see. Going first is going to be John.
Let's do John right there. John, how's it going, boss?
How you doing, man?
Doing great, buddy. Well, who do you think did it? Who do you think had the best week in the football picks between the 3 of us here on the show?
Ask if he'd like to know any of the history going into this final week.
Yeah, do you want to know some of that? You want to know where we stand right now before you make your choice?
Of course, that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, so Deb really has been kicking our butts this season.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she's had a strong second half.
She's won 7 weeks overall throughout this season, up to the 17 weeks of the season. Jimmy, you also had 7 wins going into this final week, and I was fortunate enough to win last week, which gave me my 3rd win of the season. In overall picks, Deb has been the leader going into this last week. So that's where we stand. John, what say you?
Let's go with Jim.
Oh, Jim Colbert. Let's see. Did he do the best this week?
Did I? Because I have to tell you, I have no clue.
You have no clue?
No idea whatsoever.
Fortunately, I do. And congratulations, Jim, on getting 8 correct. Unfortunately, that's only good enough for last place this week.
Oh, come on. What a respect. My God almighty, dude.
8.
My God almighty.
Now, you mentioned, I think yesterday, you mentioned that you believe the first and last week are the hardest weeks
They
to
are.
pick.
They're
and
so difficult.
You've demonstrated that, so good for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Good for you.
I'll just go right down the line. Let's get with David. David, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How about you, sir?
I'm doing good. You got about a 50-50 shot, big dog. It's between Jack and Deb. Who do you think had the most correct this week?
Deborah kicked your butt.
Man, Deborah kicked butt all season long.
Oh, he loves this too much. He loves this too
Until
much.
this week, brother.
That means.
By the way, Deb had 9 correct and definitely beat Jimmy.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that.
Yay.
Howie, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Doing great. Well, you only have one choice, boss. You've made the right time to choose. Who had the most wins this week?
Oh, let me think this out. Jack.
Yeah, it's Jack. There you go.
There you go. Correct, baby.
Wow.
12 correct. Hey, Howie, you gotta give us something for the $25 Froggers gift card. What noise
You
you got?
ready? Ribbit.
There you go, Howie.
Very good.
all
Put
right,
it on hold,
Howie.
Howie.
All
Good
right,
job,
hang
buddy. He'll get your card over there for you in no time at all.
By far my best week. I didn't win like in our overall poll. I like to win just once. This is the closest I came. I finished in 4th place on points.
Oh,
But
wow.
I had 12 correct and I picked New England to beat Buffalo.
You finished 4th overall for the year?
No.
Oh,
for
okay.
this week.
Oh, okay, very
for
good.
this week. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean those guys who
yeah.
were up there in the top 2 or 3. I mean, my God Almighty, man, I think I was 20 down to number 1.
Yeah, I didn't on the overall.
That dude could have sat out a week and still beat me.
Yeah. So with my 12 run, I actually tied Deb for overall for the season.
Whoa.
Deb and I both finished with 180 wins.
I'll be damned.
And Jim, you're way in last place with 178.
Okay, very good. All right, there you go. Froggers football forecast. Congratulations, Howie. You're a winner.
Yay.
$25 gift card to our friends over at Froggers Grill and Bar.
Some more good news from Froggers. We're going to continue this through the playoffs right up until the Super Bowl.
All
So
right. Thank you,
Thursday,
Froggers.
We'll make more picks, get more food.
Yay.
And next Tuesday, we'll have another $25
Very nice.
Froggers gift card to
Good
give
job,
away.
Bub. Good job. All right, very good. Jack, I was telling everybody right before we went to break that Italian food has finally been unseated for the most popular food in the world because, they, for years they would ask, what do you like the most? And Italian food is always the winner. In other words, globally, everybody likes Italian food. Finally off the market, there is a food that has beaten it. What do you think took Italian food down finally?
Do you want me to guess? Because I will go from personal experience because I grew up, Italian food is always my favorite. And what's running neck and neck with that right now is Mexican food.
He says Mexican. What do you say?
I think he's right. I was going to say Thai.
Really?
I mean, because it's one of my favorite foods, and it's one of those things that you seem to see almost everywhere now, where before you never used to see, Vietnamese and Thai food.
Those are both great guesses. Had you asked me this question before I knew the answer, I would have nailed it because it has become my favorite kind of food to eat.
Indian food?
No.
Japanese?
My favorite kind. And I have to tell
Sushi.
you, this brand or these brands or this kind of food is expanding. And the reason why it's expanding is it's known not only for being incredibly flavorful, but also being very good for you. Greek food is the number one food in the world.
Get out. No way. Don't believe it.
The Mediterranean diet has taken over the world as the most popular food out there. Beating Thai, beating Chinese, beating Mexican, beating Spanish, beating everything. It is Greek food. And one of the reasons why is fresh flavors, olive oil, pasta, lemon, feta, give you not only wonderful flavor, but they also give you great nutrition as well. And that's one of the reasons why that the Greek food has finally taken Italian food over for the most popular food in the world.
How about that?
Yeah, I agree.
I can see it. I love Greek
It says
food.
from cheese
With
to
10 guesses, I wouldn't have got it.
It says from cheese to olive oil to fruit, the European country produces some of the tastiest items we import here in the U.S. Greece comprises islands, different regional cuisines to choose from. So not only is it just Greek, you get Northern Greek, coastal Greek, inland Greek, Southern Greek. There are so many different ways. My daughter's boyfriend is originally from Greece, the kid that lives in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
They migrated from Greece to South Africa because of their father's career. But when they go back, my daughter tells me, he goes, Dad, if there's any place you go when you go overseas or you decide to go to Europe, please promise me that you'll go to Greece and eat that food and go in there and just absolutely tear that apart.
Just feel your insides saying, thank you.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We'll have your suggestion for what you do that's new next here on The Jim Colbert Show.
The NFC South Division-winning Tampa Bay Bucks host the Washington Commanders in the wild card round of the playoffs. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. this Sunday on Real Radio 104.1 and our free iHeart Radio app, and is presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Major slowdowns continue eastbound on I-4 this afternoon due to activity blocking the left shoulder near the Dirkskin Drive exit, causing stop-and-go traffic back from the Greenway exit in Seminole County. Heavy delays reported at the intersection of Redbug Lake Road and Broadway Street due to a crash reported there. Looking at a disabled vehicle causing some minor westbound delays on the 408 at the Orange Blossom Trail exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusion supply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
The new year is a great time to make over your home with help from Tools Ace Hardware. Tools carries the best brands in outdoor cookers, grills, pizza ovens, grills, and smokers from the best brands: Weber, Traeger, Big Green Egg, Gosney, and Napoleon. They also carry outdoor furniture from Polywood, made from durable, weather-resistant, and easy-to-clean recycled plastic, perfect for Florida. Get free assembly and delivery on grill and outdoor furniture purchases $3.99 and up when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware's 13 convenient Central Florida locations, or when you shop online at toolsacehardware.com. Tools Ace, your backyard place.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable. Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Save time and money with the aluminum fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need for an average backyard of 120 feet starting at $23.65. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License numbers C10252 and C10803.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Your music, radio, and podcasts are on our free iHeart Radio app. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that as we do every day. Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. It's a little nippy out there.
Oh, 51 feels like 47.
Soak it up. It'll be so hot you won't be able to see in about 4 months or so. So don't worry about it. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Yep. Let's do what you do that's new.
What'd you do that's new? What'd you do that's new? Come on! Hey! If we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
That's right, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call Klausman. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. What'd you do that's new? This is an institution here on the show since we began the Jim Colbert Show back in 2018, every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We gather around. One of us will choose something for the others to watch, read, or listen to, usually under an hour or so. We'll reconvene in that following week and discuss it and then move on to the next member of the program. Now, we do have an announcement to make this week or today regarding what you do that's new. We don't have anything to review because it was my turn to choose when we left last week. We decided right before the break. We decided not to do anything, and then today I completely blank on it as well.
That's our Jimmy.
The funny thing is I had this ready to go for some week. It's just that it got pushed back because every week I would go to do something, I would find something better than this. But now that I don't, I want to share this with you.
Thank you.
Now, the other thing we're adding to this, if you'll notice, obviously Ross is not with us anymore. He's doing Good Sauce, which you can hear on
Wednesday nights at 8.
That's right, Wednesday nights at 8, or you can podcast it using the iHeart Radio app whenever you want. We'll talk to Ross tomorrow at 6 o'clock, as we do every week, to promote his podcast because he's still one of our favorite people on planet Earth. But we have been using a celebrity guest, because we have the three of us. Jack will find somebody in the building to choose for us. We are going to move away from that platform.
Yeah, screw them.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to move away from that. And
we have a smarter crew that we can lean on.
We ran out of people.
We stopped asking. But we are going to do it with listeners now. But there's a certain way we are going to do this. How is that, Jack?
We are going to put a post on our gym members page because it has a nice, robust audience and interaction on our gym members page. This is our Facebook private group, which is absolutely free to join.
Yep.
So you search gym members, spelled J-I-M, but it's gym members. It's the only gym we go to.
Exactly. Say it loud and proud.
And we'll have a post the week before. So the rotation is always Jimmy assigns something. The next week, Deb assigns, then I assign. And then the week I review, then we'll need another one. So when I assign it, we'll put up a post a week out.
Right.
I'll put it on gym members, and listeners can make their suggestions. It can be links to YouTube videos. It can be a show to watch.
Whatever.
Something to listen to, something to read. Typically, the rule we like to keep it at is under an hour.
Yep.
When things are under 10 minutes, it makes everyone happy.
So happy.
And I always try to assign the longest thing possible. So, so there you go. But keep it. We will choose the listener peak. We will choose from that list on gym members.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what I have for you guys today is, let me make sure I can find it here. No, hold on. What do I do with it?
You've only had 6 weeks to prepare.
I know.
For
Hold on
this
one second.
one moment.
Hold on one sec. Hold on just one
Everyone's
second.
counting on you.
I know, but I got it right here. There it is, right there. So have you guys ever seen reaction videos?
Oh, I love those.
Okay, so reaction videos are some of my favorite videos. And for people who do not know what a reaction video is, on YouTube, a number of influencers on YouTube or YouTube content producers figure out a way to do something kind of cool. So usually what they'll do is this. They'll take a music fan, let's say country music fan, and they'll make them listen to death metal. And they record themselves reacting to it, right? And you could be... it could be anybody. Like there's one out there where it's vocal coaches react to certain songs, whether it be rock songs, pop songs, or whatever, and then they break down the vocals of that particular singer. I find it interesting because, people in the rock world usually don't get put up there as great at anything because rock and roll music also produces a vibe, and that's as important as the songs are to a lot of people who like rock music. So everybody kind of knows I have an affinity for the band Tool. I absolutely love them. I think they're one of the most fascinating rock bands I've ever heard in my entire life, and they continue to be influential in my life. I think they're wonderful. And if you haven't paid attention to any of them, I would suggest highly you go find yourself a Tool album or two and check it out.
Only band I've ever seen twice.
Right, exactly. and this band, this video is exactly 10 minutes and 15 seconds long.
Hey, Jackie, speaking our language.
Nice.
I think it's that long, and it's a compilation of the best reactions of hip-hop fans to the band Tool and the song The Pot.
Okay.
So it is a compilation, so you're going to get, I think there's going to be, oh, God, there are 8 or 10 of them, reacting to it, to the song, and hearing hip-hop fans, these guys are like 26 and younger.
Right.
Listening to this music, which is way out of the realm of hip-hop. I mean way out. There is no relation to Tool and hip-hop at all.
Exactly.
And hearing them react to it and watching them react to it is one of my favorite things.
It's some of my favorite things is watching young people react to Michael McDonald or
Right.
Phil Collins in Genesis in the Air Tonight or rockers listening to Jolene.
Yeah, exactly.
It's watching people from different genres get their mind blown by genres that they most likely, like a lot of us have done, just kind of poo-pooed. Oh, yeah, I'm not into country music.
Yeah.
But then you just end up dismissing what could be some really great artists.
2.9 million views on this, where it's a multitude of people reacting to this to the song "The Pot" by Tool, which is a banger of a song, by the way. So check it out. It's only 10 minutes long. I think you'll like it, and it's kind of fun. And then we'll go over this next week when we return for What'd You Do That's New. And then we'll find. I can't wait. I cannot wait for our first listener choice. I've been trying to figure out what I think listeners will want us to watch. Because you got to remember, that's part of it. Right, because here on the show, I actually do it for the audience. Jack likes to punish me with stuff, and so do you.
Yeah.
I do not.
You guys weaponize this thing against me.
No, we do it for things we think you should know more about.
And listen, if I really weaponized it, you'd be watching a whole lot more animation.
I don't mind. I'm telling you, I don't mind.
Yeah, okay.
Well, when Ross was doing it with us, man, he would drop that. I mean, some of these
anime.
Oh my God, man! I mean, he would really get us out there on a limb with that stuff. But I actually liked it because I would never encounter it.
Exactly.
I literally would never encounter that stuff if it wasn't for him. So it is an expansion of your horizons.
It is. That's the whole point of the segment.
The idea of the segment is to get you to watch. And by the way, we have 6 years of this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
6 times 50 or 52 of these things. So you have as many choices as you could possibly imagine.
Now, Jack, I know if you go to JimColbertLive.com and you go to the master list of what you do that's new, can you go all the way back to our original?
You can, and this is what happened. Like I kept using the same page, and I just kept adding a new one on.
Right.
And after 3 years, the page said, "We've had enough."
Yeah, we're done.
And it was taking it
They
forever
changed the bit.
to-
The page is like, change the bit.
So what I've done instead is I changed the page, and we have a new page for each year, and I'm posting the 2025 link right now, and at the bottom you have link to 2024, 3, 22, and then 21 through the start of the show.
Wow.
So you can link to each page individually, going back to have access to everything that we have assigned for What'd You Do That's New.
Yeah, and there's some really interesting stuff in there. Really, if you look at what we all choose, it kind of tells a little story about like who we are, what we find entertaining, what we find interesting and intriguing.
Weird.
What we think that you guys will find interesting and intriguing.
By mine, you could tell that Deb's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that.
I've accepted it.
All right. So also another quick announcement. So once a month, we're going to have Danny Jenkins come in from Threat Locker. Now, every time we have Danny come in, he gets a gigantic response, right?
Well, there's no bigger thing than security when it comes to being online, whether you're in the holidays or not.
And by the way, let me tell you, you know what's great about having Danny in? Danny is a really great guy. He communicates very well, and he knows this stuff inside and out. If you click on something inappropriate and it causes you issues, don't worry, because I don't know if you heard during the break, the Chinese government hacked the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, there were 9 agencies they hacked.
Right. So it happens to everybody. And one of the most unique things we're going to talk about in this next segment with Danny is working from home.
Oh.
Now, a lot of people, and this company, by the way, and I know a lot of companies at the beginning of 2025 really kind of put their foot down.
And everyone is back in the office.
Yeah, to get people back in the office. Well, a lot of people believed that was a control issue, right? Oh, well, I got a crappy boss. He just wants to control me, wants me back in the office. I've got to drive this and do this and blah, 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 blah. But what Danny will tell you is one of the main reasons that businesses really want you back in the office is that when you're home, you're a much greater threat. A much greater threat to ruining what they build there in that business by getting taken.
Oh, wow. I hadn't thought about that.
So he's going to explain why working from home is so much more dangerous than working in a building, because when you come into this building, you log into our servers.
Right.
Our servers are protected 15 times over. So, I mean, we are kind of protected just by being in this building and being on this server, because now we're part of the iHeart protocol when it comes to security. Well, if you're a mom and pop cabinet shop, or you're a mom and pop like accounting company, and your 3 of your accountants can do their work from home, that it makes you immediately more susceptible to being scammed. And Danny will tell us about that and plenty of other things today too when he joins us for a few minutes here on the Jim Colbert Show.
And all the more, keep in mind, we're just a couple of months away from tax season, and the scammers will be rolling those things out left and right.
And there's so many great things to continually talk. And of course, because cybersecurity is
it's everything.
It's a morphing community. It's not like, okay, we solved it. 5 minutes after you solved it, there's another 15,000 problems. And when you talk to Danny and we hear how AI now is creating malware at the snap of fingers, it's even more important for you to understand how these mechanisms work and what you can do to protect yourself from what could be devastating to you and your family and your livelihood.
And your company.
Devastating. Like devastating. All your money gone.
Yep.
Irretrievable. In a snap of a finger and the click of a button.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. Danny Jenkins next from Threat Locker.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klossman, KLNUSNANLAW.com. Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman, KlossmanLaw.com. Bye.
Heavy stop-and-go traffic continues on I-4 eastbound this afternoon due to accident activity still blocking the shoulder just before Dirkskin Drive, causing stop-and-go delays back from the Greenway exit. Still seeing delays in the usual spots on I-4, both east and westbound between the Beach Line and 535. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Start the new year off right by upgrading your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason is longevity. Unlike traditional vinyl, Fibrex doesn't warp, crack, or degrade over time, meaning your windows and doors were going to last longer without the need for frequent replacements. And they're customizable. Choose from a variety of styles and finishes to match your home's aesthetic, with each product custom built to fit your home's exact specifications. Here's what Tiana had to say about her experience with Renewal by Andersen. I am beyond impressed with the work done by Renewal by Andersen. The quality of their products and the expertise of their team truly exceeded our expectations. For January, Renewal by Andersen is offering save 20% on your entire project, plus zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you could get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Football's heating up. The NBA is back. And on Hard Rock Bet, you can bet every sport. Even combine all your sports into one bet. One Florida bettor put $50 on a combo parlay and won more than $100,000. And they tacked on another $10,000 to that win with a daily profit boost. Promos every day for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable in bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Our new and improved iHeart Radio app has made it even easier to enjoy the radio station's podcasts and playlists you love. How? Well, we've added everything you love about your car radio into the free iHeart Radio app. With easy-to-use presets, you can now save your favorite stations on the app, just like in your car. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love based on your location or favorite genre. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio 104.1, broadcasting from beautiful Maitland, Florida. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
And you know what? We had this gentleman in right at the end of the year, and we talked to him, I think, once before last year, right around summertime, if I remember right. And it turned out to be one of the most fascinating cats because not only is he extremely knowledgeable about this, he's very good on the air, and he can break this stuff down into really consumable language for people out there that really need it, just like that. How about a good and loud for Danny Jenkins from Threat Locker?
Hey! Woo!
Bro, every time we have you in, this texting service lights up with people that you've affected, whether you've helped their business, whether you save their livelihoods through your software and through your business. It's always great to see that know that we're connecting with our listeners with people that they really want to hear from. So welcome back, man. How was your new year?
Good. Thank you very much. Hopefully not too many people I upset.
No, you're not upsetting anybody. So, the funny thing is we do have some questions we want to ask you for sure, because there are some interesting things happen. Matter of fact, just this past weekend, promoting you coming in the segment, we were talking about the federal government just got hacked. And when you tell people, hey, look, you don't need to feel dumb if something like this happens to you, because it happens to the biggest and the best people out there.
You know, my favorite part of that, Jimmy,
what
was when you said that. Danny was like, yeah, so whatever. I mean, is that news? I don't see if that's news.
Well, you know what I thought was the most interesting part? When you compared, it happens to, don't feel dumb if you get hacked, because don't worry, it happens to the federal government. If it happens to the federal government, that's not the standard of quality that you want to compare yourself to.
What is that, though?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, what's the most secure place out there when it comes to with online, with your digital information? Where is the most secure place?
I think the people that if you want to pick one sector, it's probably the banks tend to be the best, the bigger banks especially. Not all of them. There's a few that I will never, ever use or bank with. But most of the bigger banks, they really have their stuff tied up.
Really?
Yeah, because they're scared. And they've been used to being hacked and attacked for decades, because 20 years ago, they were the only people that got hacked.
Right.
So they're probably more secure. Federal government, I mean, let's face it, we had the SolarWinds Orion. We had, the U.S. Treasury being hacked by China.
Yeah.
I mean, that's embarrassing. But, not all, but a lot of government employees there.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Very good. So, right off the top, let's talk about, because you were just telling us a story right before we came back on the air. And I was just kind of basically telling you that how much people enjoy you on the air, because simply you do break these things down so that people can understand it. And we were talking about, what people really like to hear. You're like, they like to hear failure. You were telling us about a pineapple story about how, the people use a pineapple. Now, we've used that term on the air before. My buddy Code Black, Sean, is also in the IT business and does security for some people as well. And he told me about pineapples years ago. Re-explain that so people understand what a pineapple is in regards to electronic equipment.
So essentially a pineapple is a device that can do a lot of things, but essentially impersonate your Wi-Fi, and it's used for hacking and taking over Wi-Fi connections. So you connect to your Wi-Fi, somebody brings a pineapple into your office or into your house. Instead of connecting to your Wi-Fi, you connect to the pineapple, and you could be presented with a evil portal which captures your credentials, or it could just sniff your data or do various things like that.
Is there any way to identify them? Like, if someone were to walk into your building, how can you protect yourself?
So you can't really protect yourself from accidentally connecting to a pineapple, but what you could do, other than make sure the pineapple's not in your building, is you could make sure that once you're connected, you're taking steps to make sure they can't read your data. You're making sure that the website you go to is actually got the correct URL in the top and that didn't redirect you to a fake website, and general steps like that to avoid bad things happening once you can connect. Because connecting itself isn't really going to cause you a problem. It's more the stuff you do afterwards.
Right, exactly. And and another thing too is we hear all the time, and we talked to you last time about this, about public Wi-Fi access, right? Like if you go into an airport and you plug your cord in to charge your phone or whatever, you were saying it's the actual cord that could be more dangerous than the Wi-Fi connection. Is it still that? Like I'll tell you, the poker rooms, now poker tables, when you go to a poker room, have USB jacks where you can plug into the poker table and charge your phone. You
wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't. I feel like plugging into anything in a poker room is probably a bad idea.
Really?
So
that's crazy.
Notice how he said anything.
Is there a safe place like that? Like if there's a publicly offered Wi-Fi, not even Wi-Fi, if there's a publicly offered charging, whether it be in the handle of your seat at the airport or at a poker room, or restaurants maybe at their bars will now offer USBs to plug in to keep your phone charged so that you stay at the bar and drink more. None of that?
So I would say if you want to charge your phone in a foreign place, plug it into a 110-volt outlet.
Just bring your cube and make sure.
Bring your cube and plug it into a 110-volt outlet, because if the only thing that's going to happen there is a power surge that will fire your phone.
And that's it.
And look, it doesn't just plugging in. If the phone is patched and you don't click accept, you don't do anything strange, it's not going to be able to steal your data by itself.
Yeah.
You have to do something else, but you're kind of getting closer and closer to that edge. And just stay away from the edge.
Right.
Unless you really know what you're doing. So I'd feel more comfortable with me plugging my phone into a public charging port than, say, my parents plugging their phone into a public charging port. Because once they do it, they're just going to keep moving further down there.
Has this job, or has this career for you, has it kind of ruined your ability to enjoy the ease of electronics like we all do kind of obliviously? We walk around, plug in here, do this, log on here. Has it ruined it for you because you understand the threat around every corner?
So I think it's not ruined it for me because I understand what is dangerous and what isn't dangerous. And I spoke to someone recently, and they'd opened an Office document, they clicked enable macros and enable content, and they got malware. And I said, why did you do that? Why did you click on that? And they made a good point to me. I get 100 warnings a day. How do I know which one I'm allowed to click on? Because they told me it's okay to click on that warning and that warning and that warning. And I think for me, I know which warnings are safe and which warnings aren't safe. And Microsoft's strategy is I'm just going to give you 1,000 warnings for everything. And then the user becomes, I have to keep clicking yes. And they don't know what's good and bad. So I think I'm not as worried for me, because I think if you know what you're doing, it's easy. The problem is, as a business, what scares me, it's not what I'm doing, it's what the other 550 employees are doing in Orlando.
Right. And your employees are your most susceptible thing in your business when it comes to getting hacked or getting malware or getting encrypted?
I think if you get hacked by anything other than an employee doing something wrong, you are really in a bad state.
Really?
Because the reality is, it's not you should definitely fire your IT company. And most of the time, employees are the source, so they'll run something they shouldn't run. They'll put their password in something. But if you've got an open port on the internet where someone can just directly connect, or you've got remote access tools running on your machine, that's something that your IT team should have taken care of. An employee clicking on an executable, that's more dangerous, because the IT team can't be responsible for the 500 people you hired.
Right, because part of your job is to also teach the people that you're going in to help protect, right? Like if you have a business that's got 40, 50 people in there, they've hired you as threat locker, isn't part of your job to almost kind of tell and explain, or at least somebody in that company, so that they can pass that information down, or no? Or do you just apply the system?
So our strategy is, you can't fix stupid. And so what we want to do is take controls away from people who don't know what is good and what is bad.
Right.
So a regular user shouldn't be able to run untrusted software. So just don't let them make the decision. If they try and run something that's not trusted, pass it to the professionals, pass it to the IT team, pass it to the security team, pass it to ThreatLocker, and we'll make the decision on your behalf. But don't give it to the user, because at some point, and you should train your users, and your users will get a little bit smarter. But you're talking about, I'm taking 30% of my employees who are probably likely to do something bad right now, and if I put them through training every month, it's going to go down to 15 to 20% of my employees.
Wow. Talking to Danny Jenkins from ThreatLocker, IT security company.
Danny, you talk about the employees being that possible entryway, and because of that, I know our company will send out phishing emails to try and, to catch us, but more to educate us. Do you do that? Do you send out these emails in your company or with the companies you work with, just to as a way of education for the employees of a company?
So our product does not send out the emails because our product understands that it doesn't matter how much you train a user, it's not going to fix them. Take the control away from the user. We do it internally. It's a requirement for compliance. I think in a lot of cases, it's a waste of time because the same users get hit over and over again.
Yeah, it's just not sinking in.
It's not sinking in.
Right,
now,
right.
I know it. I suppose the question is if we're 1% better, 5% better, 10% better, we're still better. It's not enough.
Right, yeah.
It's
because it doesn't need to be 5% or 10%. It needs to be 0.1%. You need one mistake, right?
And that's the problem. You got 100 employees, and guaranteed one of those employees is going to do something wrong, and that means you've got 100 vulnerabilities in your system.
Right.
And if I put a hacker hat on, I just need one of them to do something bad. So training reduces the risk, and it's very much built into compliance and standards now. It's not an effective way to protect your system. So if you think my users are trained and that's going to solve my problems, it's just not.
It's not. And so basically, you just need to direct to the people who know better, and that's pretty much their best sense of security. And then, of course, have the right software and the right IT company.
So we have the thing. We like to call it controls. So the only people that should be able to choose what software runs are IT or security people. You can't guarantee your user isn't going to put their password in a phishing link. So make it so their password isn't enough to get into the system, and give them a phone or dual factor, because that means when the user makes a mistake, it's a lot harder for it to be damaging to your business.
Right.
And that's kind of our focus. And that's really what we do a lot of time on educating IT people, not so much educating the user. On educating IT people, these are the risks, this is how you solve them. And that's why we're flying pineapples around.
Right, yeah. And the two-factor is like very effective, right?
Two-factor is very effective. Now they're trying to find ways around that, where they're actually asking the user for the code now as well.
Oh, wow.
But two-factor is very effective. Things like allow listing is very effective because these are taking the controls away and making it so it doesn't matter that you gave someone your password, because you still need their phone. And it's a lot harder for a hacker sitting in Russia to steal your phone and your password.
Right, yeah, and it gives another step there also. It allows you to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which is also very good. You know, we were talking right before we came on the air about remote work and how dangerous it is. And, of course, there are a lot of companies, especially here in 2025, have really kind of put their foot down and have people come back in the office. Elon Musk famously has done it. Jeff Bezos famously did it here at iHeart Media. We also had an edict to get back to work. And one of the reasons why, as I read this, is when you're at home, you're considerably more susceptible to getting hacked, are you not?
Absolutely, because the thing is when you're in the office, and a lot of this is the people who aren't necessarily familiar with technology every day. So if you're in the office and you're in, say, marketing, and you're not very good with computers, and you get this email that says you should do something, you're more likely to say to your friend or your colleague, "What's this?" And they say, "Don't click on that. That's bad."
Or go to the boss, or go to the IT person in the office, whatever the case may be, right?
Whereas if you're sitting at home, you're alone and you don't know what to do, and you need to get your job done, and this is giving you this message, and more and more people get hit working remotely than they do in the office because they don't have that support of the office. Also, you're more likely to drift from work, download crap, play games, do other stuff on your computer.
Or have your work on, like, maybe even your personal computer where they could...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He literally just shivered.
I think we just found our Halloween costume for Danny. His scare house is taking an office full of people with personal computers doing work on them.
Yeah, personal computers it's terrifying, and I have 2 teenage boys, so personal networks are terrifying too.
Yeah. Somebody just texted in, Danny. Is there any threat through gaming consoles to get into your personal information, like at home? I mean, is there a way for hackers to maybe get into the chat groups and talk a kid into, access to their parents' information or something like that?
So, and we see this a lot with mods and Steam and malware being pushed out, and people, and again, kids, I want this free game, I want this free app plugin. Suddenly they download it. It's now on that machine. It's on that network. You can see everything that's not protected on that network, which is why when we send laptops home, we make sure those laptops are protected like they're inside the infrastructure and nothing on their own network.
Right.
Because it's very, kids are much more susceptible to doing stuff like downloading free games.
Yeah, carrots, right. And in other words, anything offered for free or whatever, hey, if you download this, we'll give you, or Roblox or whatever the case may be, you'll get more lives or shields or whatever the case may be. And that's very enticing to somebody who's sitting there and doesn't really care about mom and dad's, cybersecurity. They
Or
just
their
want
own.
Or their own, for
Right.
that matter, right? Well, they don't have anything. They want to get the mom and dad's money.
Yeah, they're not worried about someone stealing their homework.
No, they're not, for sure, for sure. Danny Jenkins here from Threat Locker. So, with all this said, the common person out there listening to us right now with their laptop or their PC at home, maybe their work computer is protected. What is the best thing to do to make sure that, as your kid uses your laptop at home to do homework or look up that movie time or do anything like that, they're not susceptible to cybercrime in any way?
So I think with personal, it's actually easier to protect a business if you do the right things than it is than it is to protect a personal computer. For us, we're obviously a security family. Me and my wife run a security company, so our kids' computers are locked down like they wouldn't believe. They hate it.
Yeah, I bet they do.
They absolutely hate it.
What does it limit? Why do they hate it so much?
Because they
Pornhub?
can't. Well, the state did that all by itself.
Good dodge.
Hey, is that a major in route for stuff like this, like adult content?
No, it's not adult content, but people downloading fake VPNs to bypass state restrictions, maybe.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
I think that's a bigger concern than someone just going to look at it. The kids, look, you've got to make sure the kids are younger, you can put parental controls in. They're going to figure out how to get them around them really, really quickly as they get older. You've got to watch the computer, look at the history, make sure they know what they're doing, and just make sure your computer is separate from theirs. Set up a separate Wi-Fi on your home network. So most Wi-Fis will allow you to have a separate Wi-Fi for your kids and for the parents that can't see each other. That's not a bad idea.
Really? I wonder how many parents know that.
None.
I wonder how many parents know that, like, just on your home router, you could actually just set up a different Wi-Fi setup for your kids and then you?
Yeah, and there's something else you can do that's really cool. I set up 3 separate Wi-Fis, one for each kid, and then I turn them off.
When they get lippy, you turn them off.
Yeah. So, and that's another benefit of it. Now, the Wi-Fi thing comes back down to the pineapple stuff as well, which is concerning because when someone could turn on a pineapple and steal the credentials. Now, if one of the things you can do with a pineapple is actually steal Wi-Fi passwords as well, so you can broadcast and you can de-auth. So if your kids get smart, they can go and buy a pineapple and put it in the house and start de-authing you from your own Wi-Fi. And then that gets a little bit scary.
Oh, yeah, that's when you need to punch them in the throat.
Yeah.
That's when you can throttle them.
Now, the trick is with that is they have to be closer to you than your Wi-Fi router is.
Right.
So we actually do this thing every year where we try and take over Threat Locker's Wi-Fi. And last year, the last 2 years, but last year we took this drone. We said, okay, we need to get closer to Threat Locker Wi-Fi, closer to Danny's office than the Wi-Fi box in the office. So we attached the pineapple to a drone, so a DJI $3,000 drone. We flew it up outside my window, and during this webinar, we took over the whole Wi-Fi. We broadcasted, and we connected, and then we showed that it can show you fake credentials and everything. And because that's the close, you got to be as close as you can to your target.
Sure.
And now you can mail it in as well, which is another way.
Wow. You can mail a pineapple to an office.
Yeah, and then you get inside the building. But we wanted to use a drone because drones are fun.
Yeah.
I like your team building exercise.
Yeah. Bring them over here.
Like capture the flag.
Well, the interesting part was the drone. So we're doing the same thing again next week. The drone had a bit of an incident. So it was a windy day, and it was probably one of the most successful webinars just because someone got me screaming like a little girl as the drone crashed into the window. Live on the webinar, I just smashed straight into the glass.
You're going to see a $3,000 drone just come apart.
It just obliterated it. 5 stories down, smashed to pieces, pineapple and everything gone.
Wow.
No.
So we're doing it again next week, but my chief product officer said I'm not allowed to use a drone. So I have a slightly different strategy. We have a cannon to fire it onto the roof. And if that fails, we have a chopper coming in as well. My chief product officer doesn't know.
Man. Yeah. What are you doing?
You're a kid.
He's having
you
fun.
are a big kid.
Leave him alone.
I thought you had a job.
I could just mail it in, but I feel like
that's no fun.
No, if the chopper hits the building, that's going to be worse.
So when you mail it, so basically you would disguise it as something like a pencil sharpener or something like that, and you send it in, or
you could put it in a box and just mail it, and it'll end up in a storeroom forever. because most businesses receive so much equipment, it's unbelievable.
You can just label it as something like a cleaner or something, so you don't immediately open it up. You just take it in and...
Or you could just walk in and drop it in the office. I mean, let's face it. I mean,
wow.
If I drop something in here...
We would have no effing idea.
No idea. Do not steal my stuff, buddy. I'm very violent.
Well, he wouldn't know what stuff to steal.
Correct. I'm very violent.
And Jim wouldn't know it's stolen.
Exactly. And by the time he figured it out, there'd be a half dozen pineapples in here.
If you get my John Deere password, we're fighting.
Yeah.
Just real quick, businesses out there, small, medium, large, listening to us right now, and they hear this, and they've had shots taken at them to encrypt their stuff and hold them hostage. What do you say to those guys?
I mean, look, security isn't brain surgery. It's very much about doing simple things. And sometimes those simple things mean taking away the user's ability to do things. Blocking untrusted software, putting dual factor on the phone. I know it's annoying you have to enter that second code. I know, but it's more annoying that you just lost $6 million from your bank account.
Yeah, way more annoying.
So just take away administrative permissions. Make sure your machines are patched. Have good backups.
Right. You know, somebody also just texts us in. You know, one of the things that is unique about anything Apple is there's an automatic assumption that Apple has built-in software and it can't be hacked, it can't be this or whatever. Somebody just said, how secure is Apple products? How secure is my iPhone compared to other phones? Because we hear that all the time, do we not? Hear that Apple products, you can't do this, you can't hack this, you can't spam me on Apple.
I think they actually advertise more about that. They'll protect your stuff, and then we find out they're just selling it to third parties.
Yeah, exactly. Or Siri's just recording it to sell it.
Yeah.
So it's funny because Apple ran a series of ads in the early 2000s, and it's like there was two guys who was like, "Hi, I'm PC, and I'm Mac." I don't know if you remember those ads.
Yeah.
And the PC guy was a nerd, and he would be crashing. And one of those ads said, "You can get malware on Mac. We can't get malware." Now, malware is just software. Macs can get malware exactly the same as PCs can. And there's another webinar we did last year, and it was called Hardening Macs. I don't know why we called it Hardening Macs. And my chief product officer is what I would refer to as an Apple whore. If Apple puts their logo on it, he's buying it.
Right.
And he said to me that Macs were more secure. So we went off, and I did what every responsible CEO would do, and I got half my threat intelligence team to try finding vulnerabilities in Macs. And we'd use a rubber ducky on Windows, and that's what he said. So we got the rubber ducky working on the Mac, but I didn't want to do that alone. So rubber ducky, plug it in, it acts as a keyboard, it opens a program, it gives you a reverse shell or access to the machine. So we got that working, but I wanted to do more because you have to plug a rubber ducky in, and that's a pain.
Right, yeah.
So what we did is we intercepted, you can see this on YouTube, we intercepted his Bluetooth connection between his AirPods and his Mac.
Oh my God almighty.
We got copied all of his data off his computer. We got full access to his machine, and then we opened an inappropriate website.
Oh my God, really? Just through his Bluetooth connection?
Now, I will say, we called Apple. We said, hey, there's a vulnerability in your Mac, and Apple replied something along the lines of, it's not a vulnerability, it's about seamless user experience. So we said, okay, so you're saying it's not a bug, and they're saying, no, it's not a bug. So we published it, and then they fixed it a month later.
It was a bug then, though, wasn't it?
It was a bug once. Now, look, we always give the vendor a chance to fix it because we don't want the bad guys knowing before the vendor knows.
Sure, yeah.
But they fixed it pretty quickly, in fairness. And people think I've got a Mac and it's more secure because Apple ran these campaigns.
Yeah.
And they're just crap. They're lies. And
really, man, that's incredible, man.
So misleading.
And the iPhone is more secure than a Mac PC because the way the iPhone inherently set up is programs can't access other programs. They have one app store, which may change with monopoly rules and things like that, which makes it harder to get. It has happened. Malware has got out there. It also relies on the user not clicking yes. So they're on the free game. This game requires access to your location services to run. Do you want to enable it? Yes. This game requires access to your photos to run. Yes. Because people just click yes to everything.
Yeah. They want the game. And then lastly, I know that you guys have a thing coming up, a big seminar called Zero Trust World, February 19th through the 21st right here in Orlando. Tell me a little bit about that before we go.
So essentially what we do is we stuff 1,500 IT nerds in a room, and that you come down and you can basically learn how to secure environments. But the way we do it is we have half of it learning how to hack. So we teach these guys how to use pineapples, how to use rubber duckies, how to use OMG cables, how to use all of these cool features, and how to gain access to systems, how to manipulate users. And the reason we do this is not because we want more hackers out there. There's plenty of hackers out there. but because we want people to actually realize the stuff they don't know about.
Right.
And if we can make the IT people smarter, they're going to continue to spread that and continue to spread the right things. And then the other half of it is how to actually secure this and how to block it. And it's 3 days, and we have a lot of fun. And there's drones, and there's pineapples, and there's
helicopters.
There's one less drone.
One less drone.
And where's this going to be?
It's at Crib Royale in Orlando.
Very nice. Is it a ticketed event?
It's a ticketed event. If you're in IT, you can speak to your account manager, and then maybe I'll get you a ticket. If not, you can. We should have had a coupon code here, but maybe next time we'll get a coupon code for it. But it's a ticketed event. It's not a cheap ticket either. It's about $500, but it's actually a cost basis for us. It costs us $2.5 million.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
So it's an expensive event, but we have good speakers there. We have a great after party. Last year we did like a movie themed after party. So everyone dressed up as Terminator and
very
like
nice.
And
I want to go.
And it's called Zero Trust World, February 19th through the 21st. Is there stuff on your website about this?
You go to threatlocker.com or you can go to ztw.com, and you can find out all the information. It's a really great educational event. If you're in the IT world, you probably should be there. If you want to be in IT, it's not a bad event as well, but to go to as well. But it's intense. It's a hard 3 days. You will be exhausted by the end of it, but you learn a lot of stuff.
Awesome, dude. Always good to see you, Danny. Thanks for your time, buddy. We appreciate it. Give it up good and loud for Danny Jenkins, guys. Thank you. That's threatlocker.com. If you're out there, you got a business, you want to seal it up, these guys can do it for you for sure.
Or you've got teenagers.
Just want advice.
Exactly.
All right, back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Snell Verkin here. We've extended the weather impact day to include Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be cold, and each morning, potential for some frost, especially if you're north of the I-4 corridor. So not including Orlando, but places like Ocala, the Villages, Gainesville, up towards Volusia County, chances of frost the next couple of mornings. Another notable weather fact, rain Saturday morning before it clears Saturday afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filotowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filotowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How To Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right, we're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How To Money and start listening.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Happy New Year, Colbert Show. There's a great movie about this topic that you guys were just talking about. It's called The Beekeeper. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Don't take it too seriously. It's a lot of fun, but it is definitely eye-opening what can happen.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have a great day.
Just a heads up, that state trooper's hanging out over here on 46 again in your favorite little area in a 45 mile an hour zone. So easy, buddy, going home.
Thanks, Mike. I think that was Concrete Mike giving us a traffic update.
Yeah, for you specifically, knowing it might affect you.
All right.
And Dad, baby.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. Those are talkbacks. They're free and easy. Grab that iHeart Radio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see that microphone. Use that to send your comment on over to Jack. We'll get you on the air. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
I'm a sensible driver.
Jack is here as well.
What?
Jack, we mentioned something before you left. I know we have a super short segment because we ran Danny long. But I do want to ask you, one of the things I brought up at the beginning of the show is I saw a really unique conversation online regarding accidental kids.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
No.
We were talking about?
No.
Yeah, so it was basically the kid found out when he was older that he really wasn't planned. And then he started kind of reflecting on his life of whether or not he thought that his parents had treated him different than his brothers and sisters because he was kind of unwanted. And it was a really interesting topic. And I'd never really remembered anybody talking about that. Of like, having one of those kids like it's an oops baby. And I didn't know because I know
think oops is better than unwanted.
Well,
but you're right. No, that's how people refer to it.
You have to understand. Oops means it happened.
Yeah.
Unwanted is what happens after the fact when parents had already kind of started making their life plans.
Yeah.
I was just telling Deb, my oldest uncle, is in his mid-60s now. He found out that he was an oops baby because he's 14 years younger than his nearest brother. And he was way treated different, but it was on the good side for him.
Well, also, it's interesting. You just have family dynamic on where parents are with that first child to the last one. Just maybe they're making more. Maybe they're a little more laid back. They have a little more experience of being a parent. So I know in my family, 7 kids, 6 sisters. There's one younger sister than me. The first 4 talk about their life was pretty strict, and they were shocked to find out how the last 3 of us had it. And also, I know that the first 4 were planned. Last 3 were surprises.
Yeah.
Let's call it a surprise.
And didn't you tell me at one time that your oldest sister is way older? But what's the difference between you and the next one?
Okay, me and the next one up. She's 4 years older than I am.
So only 4 years there.
Yes.
But the oldest, it's a lot, though, right?
It's more. The second oldest, first day of college was my first day of kindergarten.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That is so unbelievable, man.
That's a change.
It is kind of weird because you look back at that, like, how do you even have a relationship with that? My daughters, their mother, God rest her soul, had a child with her second husband, and he's considerably young. They were way out of the house when he was growing up, and they're considerably older than him. I think maybe 10 years older than he is. Maybe more, actually 10 or 12 years older. So it was just kind of a weird thing there. Now, he was planned. I mean, it wasn't like it was an oops thing, but it's still kind of one of those interesting kind of dynamics when it comes to the family.
Well, somebody had texted us earlier at 77031 saying, at a very young age, my dad told me I was a 7 and 7 baby. Asked what that meant and learned it was an alcoholic beverage.
Seagram 7 and 7.
Must have hurt to hear since I never forgot it. I'm 54. I brushed it off thinking he was kidding. After just hearing Jim mention this topic, I asked my mom. She laughed and said, quote, that was our drink of choice, end quote. I learned today he was being truthful.
Wow.
7 and 7, baby.
That's crazy. Yeah, I just always wondered the dynamic if they knew. Like if you were one of those babies and you were told down the line that, or you just kind of figured it out, your oldest brother is 15 years older than you or sister, that if you ever kind of reflected back on that to find out, like, I wonder how I was treated or how the being raised was different when, it was so much different and you really weren't planned. And we had a bunch of people react to that earlier when we brought it up. I was interested, Jack, because I remember when we talked that there was some separation in, between you and your oldest sister.
Yeah.
But there was never, but you guys were all planned out except for that.
Yeah. The last 3 were surprises.
But surprises, but still not far away from the others.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 years up, and then they were roughly 2 years apart.
Right.
Beyond that.
Man, that means your mom was pregnant for how long?
A long time.
Yeah, 7 kids total or 8?
7.
Wow.
My cousins, my mom's sister.
So she was pregnant for 5 years?
My mom's sister, they had 8 kids. Yeah. Our cousins. So I have 8 cousins all in one family. And we were 7. That's 15 total between the 2 sisters.
What that is a good Catholic.
Yeah.
That's a good Catholic right there. That's rhythm, method, and practice.
Yep. Hold on now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in your family, when you guys gather, it is a whole bunch of Bradshaws.
Well,
I mean,
different last name because they're the moms.
Understood, but I mean, from the same origin.
But us and our first cousins, that's 15 right there.
Wow. Yeah. So 7 in yours, 8. That's 15. And she only had one sibling? Your mom?
No, she had a bunch.
So what? So what the? I almost said a bad word there.
Yeah.
So how many other kids were from her brother? Like
there's some, but there was a kind of an estrangement. My grandfather, who I'm actually named after, had a plumbing business in New York. Owned the building, money, right? And at the time there were 4 boys, I think 4 boys and 3 girls in the family, and everything went to the boys, and the girls got nothing.
Oh my God Almighty!
And my mom and her sister thought, that's not right. And the older sister said, she was already married. So she's like, Oh, that's just the way it is.
Oh, wow.
So there was a bit of an estrangement for a bit.
Wow,
Yeah.
man. I could imagine.
Yeah, so we didn't grow up knowing those cousins.
Oh, yeah, I bet not. Those rich ones.
Yeah, the rich ones.
It was too rich to talk to you Poros.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Running late. We'll be back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay put.
Our Grand in Your Hand contest starts this Monday and is brought to you by Mills Air.
Looking at your normal afternoon slowdowns on I-4 today in the Orlando area, east and westbound by the major attractions exits, and up in Seminole County as well on the interstate between County Road 46A and the St. Johns River Bridge. Traffic is moving well for those taking the 408 and the 429 this afternoon. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Compare your quote. It is so easy with that mortgage guy, Don. Already have a mortgage quote and you're wondering if it's any good? You know, a recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. You don't want to be a slacker. You want peace of mind. Just go to the website, hit the button that says compare, and upload your quote. That mortgage guy, Don, will tell you if it's any good, and you can get a quote with no hard credit inquiry. It's peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgagguydon.com.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Fence Outlet has helped our customers keep children and pets safe with quality fences for over 30 years. Now is the time to install your Fence Outlet fence. Visit FenceOutlet.com today to set up your free estimate and discover our wide selection of fencing options. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
So you want to be my client? You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries? Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your
your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or a trust, their experienced team are there for every step of the way. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream now on your free iHeartRadio app. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
So my wife is actually a mistake baby, but there's a bit of a twist in that she's a twin. So her mom, who had 4 daughters and a son at the time, got pregnant with twins and ended up right after that getting divorced. So she was raising all these kids as a single mom, but she did a great job, and my wife said she never felt as if she was unwanted. So that's her story.
What up, guys? Sport from Duval. I really appreciate Threat Locker. I really do. Everything Danny does is fantastic, you know. But, man, he has gotten my head. Some of these code words he says, I don't understand. He's got me so nervous. Matter of fact, I'm so nervous. Me and my daughter was coming out of Publix, walking back to her Jeep, and somebody had put a rubber ducky on her Jeep, and that rubber ducky was holding a pineapple. I said, honey, we got to sell this Jeep. It has been hacked.
See you, buddy. I always love hearing from Duval there. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm the Jim part. There's the Deb part.
Yo.
Jack part's here as well.
Yo.
We did get a couple of texts regarding the stories of
Oops
being
babies.
the oops babies. And this guy, this is the text, Jack. You ready?
Yep.
It's this simple. Our kids are 29, 22, 19, and 4.
Oh.
4 years old. Now, here's the interesting one, right? We got a lot of these, by the way. If you want to text the show, you can do that, 77031. My mom got pregnant with me by accident. She was taking antibiotics with birth control. And I just found out last year when we talked about this that is a major no-no.
I might have some first-hand experience with that. Or a second daughter.
Wow.
That antibiotics.
My wife was on birth control, but also taking antibiotics. And then we found out that this would be my first daughter, her second, because I have a stepdaughter as well.
Right.
So my daughter, who's now about to be 26.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was that. It's like, you're what?
Wow.
But you're on the what?
Yeah.
You mean it doesn't work if you're taking what?
Now, wait a minute. Let me ask. Do you consider her an oops baby then?
Well, yeah, only my wife was taking birth control, so that is a surprise.
yeah. But you guys have another one after that, though, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we planned on having kids.
Oh, I see. I got you. Just not then.
At the time, dirt poor.
Oh,
I was so poor that Lawton Childs paid for this baby to be born.
Oh wow, yeah.
You're so poor. Dirt was like, yo, man, you're giving us a bad rap.
Yeah. That's. But wait a second. Yeah, I was an intern here.
Wow, man, that's
unreal. I was commuting from Melbourne here. Either if I wasn't an intern, I was working 10 hours a week. Well, getting paid for 10 hours a week, still working.
Wow.
Yeah,
working a whole bunch, only getting paid for 10 of it. It says, I was the oops. My oldest was my mom's first time having sex.
Yep.
Got pregnant that way, and there was an oops there for sure. And then there was another one here. My mom got pregnant by accident, the antibiotics one I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Turns out I was a miracle because my mom would have never known that she had cervical cancer without the doctor appointments for the pregnancy.
Wow.
How about that, dude? That is like kismet, right? Is that what that,
yeah.
Incredible, man. The people are texting like crazy over this topic. Just simply amazing. I'm a 38-year-old with an 8-year-old and a 4-month-year-old.
A 4-month-old.
Yeah, a 4-month-old, right?
They know what causes this stuff, people.
Yeah, it's sex.
Yeah.
Somebody actually texted earlier and said, I grew up in the holler, and my parents had 3 kids before they figured out what was causing it.
That's the
he said I
best.
was the youngest one. I was the only one that was playing. They're like, oh my God, every time it feels good, we have a baby. Every time we do that one thing, we have a baby. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Jack, if I had to ask you what your crazy is, what is it?
What do you mean by what my crazy is?
Everybody has a crazy. Everybody has something like we use that
drives me crazy,
No,
or that I do that's crazy.
That you do. Here's the thing, right? We use the word crazy as a culture so much, and it's almost has no value. And oh, you're crazy. You crazy. You're so crazy. Or that guy's crazy.
You don't say crazy anymore. You say cray.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Get with it.
But I started thinking about it, and in reality, everybody on this show, everyone listening, has something they consider that they do that's a little crazy.
How about a few things?
What, do you have a few things?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I consider myself detail-oriented.
Same here.
Other people would say, oh, you're anal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's just what you like.
Yeah, but is that a crazy thing? It's just being.
It can be.
Well, no, it's
because it turns into a what do you call that?
It's OCD, but there's anal retentiveness is another one.
Exactly, and then it's like, no, the dishwasher needs to be low. No, the plates have to go this way.
Oh, I love you, Jack.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, I've got the worst.
No, I love you, Jack.
So
the big plates go in the back. It goes subsequent to size.
Stop it, the both of you.
It goes subsequent to size.
Both of you stop.
You put all the forks of one tine size into one compartment. Then that
do
way,
not do that. You don't put the small forks in one place.
Yes, because then when I go to unload it, I don't have to question what goes where. I already know. So putting it away will take me less than 5 minutes.
I do it the opposite, but for a totally different reason, also applying logic to it, but I kind of like the way she's thinking.
Thank you.
She's thinking of ease to put it away, which is absolutely true. I mix them up on purpose so all different surface areas are available to the water flying around the machine. I want all different assortments in each compartment because I figure it gives better spray area on the
Aren't you applying a little too personal?
Okay. So you guys realize that machine is designed to clean them however they're put in.
Yeah, but if they're put in a certain way, it makes it easier for me to put them away.
Yeah, I'd like to always say there's only one best way to do things.
And it's my way.
Yeah. That's the same thing I say.
I'm not going to say who this is, but I know somebody who has this crazy. How you put things on the conveyor belt at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You cannot put your butter with your toilet paper.
Listen to me real quick. I'm telling you, I got
and you're going to talk to me about the dishwasher.
You shut your damn mouth.
You shut yours.
You shut your damn mouth.
I'll come and smack the taste right out your mouth.
Shut your damn mouth. I've never.
You like your eyes?
I've gotten some stank eye in my life. I've gotten people giving me. I've gotten no more stank eye than me just ripping stuff out of the grocery cart and throwing it on the conveyor belt.
Willy-nilly?
Meat, then canned goods, then bread, then eggs, then soda, then beer, then vegetables. Because it doesn't matter.
You're a communist.
It doesn't matter.
You don't want your toilet paper scenting your meat.
This person I'm talking about, I'm not going to say who she is, took everything off of the conveyor, put it back into the cart, and then reloaded the conveyor.
That's a smart woman right there.
I just went and sat in the car like a good boy. I was like, I got no time with this.
I
could not even be witness to it. That's how bad it was.
This pains me.
It does.
No,
it does.
It pains me because I have to agree with Jim.
No.
It does. I do.
No.
It doesn't.
Thanks, Jack.
On
Come
the
on over.
conveyor,
Come
it
on over,
doesn't
Jack.
matter. See, I do
boys.
the bag. I do the bagging. So.
But see, that's
when it
the
goes
difference.
in the bag, when it goes in,
because he shops at
time,
Aldi's
every single
that's right.
time.
Yeah, that's right.
And even when I don't, I'm the one. I'm there to get out of there.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? It's kind of fun.
You better watch out. You do that in public, you'll get elbowed in the face.
No,
they let you.
Yeah, they do. But it was one of my first jobs, right? So I'm comfortable doing that. So I think it matters what goes in each bag and your toilet paper meat. Scenario, but on the conveyor belt, I don't care.
It's just as easy for me to do it that way.
The question is, do you put some stuff standing up or lying down? Because, if the conveyor belt is herky-jerky, it's just going to fall over.
I have it standing up so I have more space and can allow room for the person behind me.
Okay, so
courteous.
So I also... My crazy is this.
We could have just done an entire 4-hour show on this. Just with my crazy.
My crazy. There's one of my crazies, right? I'll tell you one of my crazies. For me in the printing business, when you print a document or anything, right, you have something that tells you whether or not you know what you're doing or not. Because if the document or what you're printing, whatever the art is, has a straight line, that line has to be parallel to the line of the paper. Right?
Right.
So when you run your first sheet through, you look at it and you actually get a little ruler and you measure here. Oh, that's 1 1/4. And you go over here and that's 1 1/4. If it's off by even the width of a line, you're supposed to adjust it so it's absolutely perfect, because you wouldn't think that you could tell that, but your human mind can.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that thing running uphill, even the width of a line, right?
It's still crooked to you. Yep.
So what I do every single time in my house.
Oh, here we go.
If the couch is askew to the boards on the floor,
lean in.
I will have to move the couch so it's parallel to the floorboards, and I do that with everything. Everything has to be parallel or square to a straight line that it's near.
I have the same thing.
Yeah, you have. Why do you think you have those lines in your floor? It's to line up your furniture.
It's not to line up your furniture, jackass. It's not at all.
Oh, just lean into the excuse he just gave you.
I would love to hear everybody's crazy.
Good, because then we don't have to talk about ours.
To hear everybody. Oh, we're hearing everybody's. 407-916-1041. You can call us and tell us. You can also text it as well. That is 77031. Back with that right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
In this world that we live in, it is so much easier to be beautiful. If you are somebody perceived as sexy, hot, attractive, life is 10 times easier.
I don't even know what hardship is like.
Get out of here.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at activity right now on I-4 eastbound, where 3 lanes are currently blocked on the interstate at the 434 exit. Still seeing some heavy traffic for those traveling by the major attractions exits as well. Looking at a disabled vehicle blocking the southbound right lane on the Greenway between the Lake Jessup Bridge and the 434 exit. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by In Touch Ministries.
Listen to the In Touch Radio Network on iHeart Radio, featuring the biblically based teachings of Dr. Charles Stanley. Just search for the In Touch Ministries channel on the iHeart Radio app or visit intouch.org.
Kick off 2025 by upgrading your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. You know, Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim windows and doors offer excellent insulation, reducing energy loss and helping to lower your utility bills while maintaining a comfortable indoor temperature year-round. Plus, these windows and doors are designed to reduce outside noise, creating a quieter and more peaceful living environment. And Renewal by Andersen offers a free, no-obligation consultation to help you find the perfect windows and doors for your home. JK says, love Renewal by Andersen, always professional, deliver as promised, and have such beautiful products. Their salespeople are top-notch. For January, Renewal by Andersen is offering save 20% on project, plus 0 money down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Hey, Jock, let's go to the Scottish Highland Games. Oh, aye, the Central Florida Scottish Highland Games, January 18th and 19th at Central Winds Park in Winter Springs. The Scottish pipe bands, the thunder of Highland athletes, the beauty of Highland dancing, Scottish food, drink, gifts, and the best Celtic music ever. The Central Florida Scottish Highland Games, January 18th through 19th in Winter Springs. FLAScott.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
What's up, everybody? Adnan Burke here to tell you about a new podcast. It's NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here, and after playing 700 NHL games, I got a lot of dirty laundry to air out.
Each week we'll get together to chat about the sport that we love.
But we're not just going to be talking hockey, folks. We're talking movies, we're talking TV, food, and Adnan's favorite, wrestling. It's all on Le Table.
Listen to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers and start listening.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What's happening, Colbert crew? So when it comes to talking about the Oops babies, both my beautiful children, who I love with every bit of my heart, were Oops babies. However, you would never know because when you look at the two of them together, they both have blonde hair, blue eyes, they look similar, they're only 2 years apart. You wouldn't guess that they have two different moms and neither was planned. But they do still have this gorgeous dad, so I guess it all makes sense.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year.
Good old buddy Willie. Y'all got me in trouble, by the way, by all that best stuff there, that wheelchair deal. But none of my kids were Oops babies, but every single last one of them were Dear God babies. Yeah, Dear God, please don't let her be pregnant. Dear God, please, please don't let this. Dear God, please.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. That is a talkback. You are welcome to leave one as well. Just get the iHeart Radio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see a microphone. Use that to send your comment over to Jack. You can actually edit it down until you get it perfect, too. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
Traditionally, we'd be doing the It's Only Money segment right now with Scott Brown, but we've moved that to the 6 o'clock hour, so 6:20 today.
Yeah.
Scott will join us with, I'm sure, the first date for the seminar. and other things as well. So make sure you stay tuned for It's Only Money coming up at 6:20 today here on the Jim Colbert Show. By the way, this thing caught fire.
Yeah, it did.
If you want to call and tell us yours, you can do that. 407-916-1041. Lines are open, but the texting service has exploded. Jack, I don't know if you've read any of these.
No, I like to be surprised.
They are exceptional. Here's one for you. My vehicle's color has to match my house.
Yes, has to match the color of my home.
okay.
So when he goes shopping for a car,
or she,
you're right. When they go shopping for a car, they will only buy a vehicle that matches the color of their house, because there ain't no way they're painting a house every time they get a car.
Okay, I'm just gonna say.
Oh, you're not gonna say anything, and go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say hello to my family member, my sister from another mister, who, like me, the clothes in your closet are arranged by tank top, short sleeve, long sleeve, pants, skirts, then dresses.
God.
And they're all in order by light color to dark. They all have to face in the same direction. This is the part I'm adding. All on the same hanger. Oh.
All your hangers match?
They have to.
All of your hangers in your closets match?
Well, not right now because I ran out of white plastic ones, but as soon as I get to Target.
Is that your preference, white plastic?
Yeah.
Those
Keeps it clean.
Yeah.
Easy to slip off the hanger.
Yeah.
Yes.
My closet is an Epcot of hangers. I mean, everything from old wire hangers with that paper on it from the dry cleaner to those covered one had felt, and then ones that have rubber. And
Have you never seen Mommy Dearest? No more
God,
wire hangers.
No, I'm not watching that ass. No way.
Especially if you see the way she does with the wire hanger.
Here's another one. Jack goes, I don't care if I'm at a friend's house. If the toilet paper is under, I turn it over.
I'm with you.
That seems to be a common one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Linen closets, those towels better be folded the same and facing the same direction and color coordinated.
I know somebody who...
The fold part wants to be on the outside. That's what you're grabbing.
No, that goes up. That goes on the inside so that it all looks neat and tidy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
you just about right.
No. That's the fold part.
Okay.
The ends are towards the back of the closet.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Deb legit just almost had a moment.
She did.
Because of your towel folding.
Yeah. No, I nail it. I'm the best in the house. I don't like bragging too much. I don't want them to get discouraged and quit altogether. And when I say they, have to be my wife because the kid doesn't do anything.
Do you guys do this one? I swear I've just started doing this. It says I have to put my shoes on left foot first. But what I don't have a preferred foot, but I have noticed this. I am now sock, shoe, sock, shoe. I'm not sock, shoe anymore.
No, what happened?
I'm sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
Did you get hit in the head?
No, I didn't get hit in the head.
What happened to you?
Are you sock, shoe, shoe?
Always.
Sock, shoe.
Always.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Are you sock, shoe?
No.
You're a sock, shoe?
No.
What are you?
Just shoe.
Just shoe?
Just shoe.
Shoe.
I'm writing down the show name.
Very good. Guy says, I will even flip a stranger's toilet paper if it's not going under over. That is so funny. Oh, my God. Oh, and the fridge. That's another one. Oh, my God. Let me tell you. You know who has this really bad?
Me.
No. So you may. It's a famous person. And the last MFer on planet Earth you think would have this, and he's got it times 50, and I know this because I've had conversations with him about it, and he makes fun of himself over it.
He's probably OCD, so is it Howie Mandel?
It's not Howie Mandel.
Well,
although Howie is, and we were one of the first people that found out that Howie doesn't shake, he only bumps.
Right, because
we found that back in the early 90s when he was still doing the Bobby's house thing, or the Bobby's room.
For those who don't know, someone texted us at 77031 saying everything in their fridge has to have labels facing forward like a supermarket. I'm the same way. Did you ever see the movie Sleeping with the Enemy?
Yes, that's Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, yeah, exactly. So I'm not that bad.
Who do you think it is? Pretty famous dude.
Matthew McConaughey.
Well,
I'm trying to think of a free spirit.
And you have to understand, it's a famous person that I would have access to that would be able to speak with.
Oh, Chris DeMarco.
No. Bigger.
Carrot Top.
Bigger.
Blaine.
David
Blaine.
Bigger, I think. Or right on that same par. Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, really?
Has this bad. Matter of fact, we were talking with him one day. This is years and years ago, and I don't even know how it came up. He goes, "Oh man, I do that same thing. You look at my cat." And he basically was saying is if you go into his house and you were to open a kitchen cabinet, it would look like a staged Disney house because everything is perfectly facing, perfectly by size. It looks fake. It looks like something that you would draw so that it looks perfect in a house.
Wow.
And I laughed. We laughed pretty hard about that. Like he was telling me, when you're comfortable with it, you just kind of realize that's your personality.
Yeah.
You don't have any hang-ups over it. And that's kind of how he was about it. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Somebody said I'm so booty. What is that? I don't know what so booty is.
I think they meant bougie.
Oh, bougie. I'm not bougie. My God. Why am I bougie?
I don't know if you're bougie. And I certainly don't want to know if you're booty.
I just dumped the grocery cart onto the conveyor belt. That's not bougie.
Oh, you so booty.
Hanging clothes.
I know about the velvet hangers, but they also can get dust on them if you have velvet hangers hanging. No, listen.
Stop.
You are right. No, she's right.
Stop it, guys.
And then you put a dark-colored shirt.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the dust factor because I've had velvet hangers, and then you end up getting an object of clothing. You're like, damn it, I didn't see that on the hanger.
But that used to be like $1 for a dozen.
I
these
know.
plastic hangers,
Not
and now
anymore.
it's like $6 for 3. I'm like, whoa.
You get those things. Let me tell you something. You're absolutely right. I remember I was like, I got to grab some hangers. I went to the store and I just picked them up and I was just walking to the store. I didn't find out how much they were until I scanned them. And I scanned them. It was like $13 for like 20 hangers. Are you out of your mind? Man, estate sales, you get a truck full for like $1. Now, of course, they do not match.
Oh,
they
okay,
do
never
not.
mind.
I mean, they do not match, and they stink a little bit. It's weird. Anyway, 407.
Think of that.
916-1041. You guys wear your? We already talked about this. You wear your shoes in your house, right?
No,
you don't.
We did talk. You talked about how
I stopped doing it.
Good.
Because of that story?
Because that video of the carpet cleaning water.
I stopped doing it. I kick them off. Like when I go home tonight, I'll kick them off right there at the door and walk in the house and just walk around with my socks. I don't do that anymore.
So 90% of the time I am not wearing shoes in the house, but it's like I'm not afraid to walk through the house with my shoes if I have to.
Yeah, same here. Like, get home, put my purse down, and then I'll go take my shoes off. The captain always knows.
It says here, both the volume and temperature in my car have to be odd numbers.
That's one.
That's cool.
That is a guy not shaking your hand. $100. You'll never get a handshake from that guy right there.
Yeah, that guy got issues.
That says, I'm a 50-year-old professional here. I have no business suits, but I have 10 wetsuits that are arranged by temperature rating and surf season.
Oh, man.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
That's how you do it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031.
I do the same thing.
What's that?
I'm not saying anything.
What do you mean you're not saying anything? The one you do the volume temperature thing?
No.
You don't have to have the odd number thing?
No, but
I don't have a number thing either.
I do have a number thing.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your number thing?
Well, like the volume will go to 11 or 16 or maybe 20, but I won't put it on 13.
I got a couple.
Hold on, stop. Don't interrupt that.
Okay.
Aren't you a witch? Is it?
Why do you always go back to that, man?
I thought you loved 13.
No.
No. Bad, all right.
Well, yeah. Remember? Spilled salt and everything?
Oh, yeah. You're right. What are you going to say, Jack?
We have some talkbacks of crazy talkbacks.
Oh, good. Let's hear them.
If you'd like.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Spin them. Let's roll it.
Colbert crew. Greetings, love and honor. Blessed love for the 2025. I've been late for work many mornings because at the last minute I realized that the Lazy Susan on the island with all the vitamins for me, my wife and kids, the vitamins are not facing out. Or the pantry, same thing. Seasonings and canned foods or whatever is in the pantry, the label's not facing out and I have to stop to fix it. Yeah, that's my thing.
I hear you.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah.
I mean, for ease, what not only aesthetically looks better, but also when you're walking up, you're looking for something, right?
Yeah.
So why not be able to identify it as easily as possible?
But the OCD part that sneaks in is when it actually gets in the way.
Ruins your day.
Well, not ruins. Well, it can.
Well,
He's late to work.
But, exactly. And I used to stay after work for everybody to get out of the newsroom and stop reading the newspaper so that I could go in and stack it according to the sections that it should be stacked. Sports.
Oh, boy.
But
I got to tell you, this is taxing to me. This is taxing
and you're
to
taxing
me.
to me, so this is how my stress works itself out.
This actually hurts a little bit. I'm going to be dead honest with you.
He's got more.
Yeah, I had to send another message just to confirm, with what Deborah is saying about the closets. I have the same issue also. Where I have a few different types of hangers, but they all have to be arranged together. So if long sleeves are hanging on a specific type of hanger, short sleeve hang on a different type, it don't matter which one, but they have to be coordinated. Also color. Same way, if it's multicolor, then it has to go within the color scheme of the rest of stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Amen.
That's great. I do love...
Your dismissive tone is so endearing. Yeah, okay, that's great.
Well, the thing about him I like the most is like Americans don't have a way they start out a conversation, love and honor, respect. And then you
blessings
say something.
for 2025.
Good God, man, that's great. We don't do that as Americans. No. We don't set a vibe before we start talking to each other. I love that. Guy says here is, I just saw one a second ago. I thought was pretty darn great. God, they're coming in like hard.
I know, this is so fast.
Jesus, I can't even stop it. What was the one I was just... Oh, Susan here. I'm calling you out, Susan. It says,
please don't mention my name.
I can't. It says, I can't have any trash in the bathroom trash cans. Even if my husband throws one Q-tip in there, I will empty the trash can.
I'm not that bad, but once I can walk in the bathroom and see the garbage in the can, then it's got to go.
Well, Deborah, I have to tell you, one of the things I remember specifically about us starting to work together, because really, when we started working together here on the show, I didn't know you all that well. I just knew you from coming in on the Monsters and us having conversations and laughing, having fun, but I really didn't know who you were or what you were about until we started working together, and then you started saving Ziploc bags. Like, I would bring in cookies or something, and, like, we would, like, eat the cookies. I would go throw the Ziploc bag, but you're like, no. Literally would dig it out of the trash and take it home and wash it and reuse it. She saves Christmas bags. And I'm so classically conditioned now. It's like Pavlovian. I'm so classically conditioned that this Christmas, when we exchange gifts, I said, Michael had said, I'm like, that's a nice bag, Deb. You want that? And she looks over and she goes, oh, yeah, hand me that. She saves bows.
One question. Why don't you?
What do you mean, why don't I?
I do the exact same thing.
You save that stuff?
All of it.
Oh,
all of it,
Some
man.
of the nice bags I will save. Some of the nice bags I will.
Guess what? Tissue paper.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Oh, wait.
Those bags are like $9 a piece.
I know.
Get out of here. That's a gift itself. I got you one of these bags.
Guess what? That tissue paper is like 0.9 cents a sheet, and I still save it because
fold it and wrap it.
You fold it, and then it's good to go because it's meant to be all crumply anyway.
All right, who amongst us has saved?
Bring it.
The big blue rubber band that comes around asparagus.
Oh, my God. And broccoli.
Yeah.
And broccoli.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're going to use it for, but it's a good quality rubber band.
I know it's going in that one drawer in the kitchen.
With that one, I have a sandwich bag of just twisty ties and rubber bands, and another sandwich
Oh, that's
bag
funny. I don't even bag up. All the twisty ties, they go right in that utensil drawer. So I know when I need a twisty tie, that's where I'm going.
Have you ever used one?
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
have? Oh, yeah. What do you use those big rubber bands for?
Well, the big rubber bands I haven't found, except sometimes like getting around Christmas lights, or if there's something like a cord in the house that's driving you crazy, because I hate being able to see cords.
Oh, yeah, me too. I have that tism.
Yeah, so if you can like bind them up in a way and then shove them behind a curtain that you don't have to see them.
But I have zip ties for that.
I have zip ties for that as well. A good zip tie goes with
like
everything.
A good zip tie.
I love a good
zip
tie.
Good zip tie. Do you like them colored or black?
Oh, I like them clear.
Oh, really?
Well, it depends because it depends. I don't want a black zip tie on a white product.
You want to have some fun?
Jimmy has a whites only on his zip tie policy.
You want to have some fun? Go into a Home Depot, buy a big bag of really big zip ties, duct tape, and a shovel.
Right.
And then look around a bunch when you're buying it.
Yeah, like you're looking for the camera.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wear a hoodie.
Yeah, where's your,
right.
yeah, okay.
All right, 407
that would be fun, actually.
1041. Empty ice cube trays. I don't get that. What's that guy saying? I have to wet my toothpaste after I wet my toothbrush and before I brush my teeth. Everybody does that, right?
Yeah, I do that.
You don't wet your toothbrush,
I wet my toothbrush,
but you don't wet the toothpaste?
Then I put toothpaste on it and go.
Yeah, I think, oh, no, I wet both. I wet the toothbrush, apply toothpaste, and then wet both of them.
That's what I do.
Strange.
I knew.
They do call me Little Judgy.
Is that your rap name?
That's my rap name, Little Judgy.
Oh. Deborah puts a twisty tie around a group of twisty ties.
Oh, that's great.
And who the hell doesn't wash Ziplocs? Exactly.
If you use it for something, it's like, oh, this should be reused.
Exactly.
This is just waste, not reusing it.
It's like those bags. When you know what the funny thing is, I have to get myself those reusable tote bags because I feel so bad getting those stupid plastic bags. I hate them so much.
I use
from
the
grocery
plastic
stores.
bags just because we have cats, and those are the best bags for dogs, for picking up poop.
That's exactly what we use them for.
Scooping a litter box.
Yeah.
Those bags are the best for that.
Yeah, when we had decks and stuff, we were walking them around back then. I used to save them all the time. Now I just have them for, you know what I use them for is when I'm cooking, I put one out on the counter.
Perfect.
And all of my scrap and stuff, I just put it in there.
You know, it's so sad.
And then throw it in the road.
Everybody else could use a regular sized doggy bag when their dog took a dump, but you had to use a Publix
Not that one, dude.
Oh my God.
Not that one. Lifting his doo-doo was a workout. Yeah. Matter of fact, I listed that as a workout on my insurance work. Like, do you work out? I'm like, kinda. Explain it. Well, I got a 130-pound dog. He's got a very active colon.
Yeah. On a bad day, he'd need a lawn and leaf.
Yeah. Oh, even though I still have a bag and a container of zip ties from 15 years ago.
Do you really?
No, someone texted that.
Oh, wow, really?
Hey, Sam.
I think somebody ended this up perfectly. I think somebody sent a text in and said the absolute perfect thing. Says, we are all ... so unlike yet so exactly alike.
Yeah, we are.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up, guys. It is time for trivia. We'll let you know what's up for grabs right after this.
We have a prize. You have a frog. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
I'll take a big right on this one. Bo Nix led the Broncos to the playoffs in year one. Sean Payton once again working his magic, turned around a Denver team that was going nowhere post Russell Wilson. Bo was the 6th quarterback taken last year. The Broncos had $90 million in dead cap in the brutal AFC West. Nix, Payton, playoffs. All sounds perfect. I'm Colin Cowherd.
The fully electric EQS sedan from Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale. Available with the Epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at MBUSA.com/EQS.
Man, here in Central Florida, you better have an AC company that you can lean on every single day, all year long. Of course, in Florida, it gets hot. Everybody knows that. But we also have these little brief spells of cold. And your AC can also be your heat pump. It needs service as well. Mills Air is always here to take care of you. And they've been doing that since 1992. 30-plus years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool and nice and warm when you need. And their techs are awesome people. They never make you feel creepy when they come to your house and do work. And they know this stuff inside now. And they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. What that means is up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. Of course, you can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and double, of course, you can always turn to Mills Air. They're awesome people. You are going to love doing business with them. Call them today. They're family owned and operated. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. It's millsair.com. The new year is a great time to make over your home with help from Tools Ace Hardware. Tools carries the best brands in outdoor cookers, grills, pizza ovens, grills, and smokers from the best brands: Weber, Traeger, Big Green Egg, Gosney, and Napoleon. They also carry outdoor furniture from Polywood, made from durable, weather-resistant, and easy-to-clean recycled plastic, perfect for Florida. Get free assembly and delivery on grill and outdoor furniture purchases $3.99 and up when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware's 13 convenient Central Florida locations, or when you shop online at toolsacehardware.com. Tools Ace, your backyard place.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Real Radio and Tuffy's Music Box proudly bring you Clash of the Titans. January Justice, a rematch. MWO champion Amber Nova taking on IWN champion Hollywood Haley J. Both champions are putting their titles on the line in an epic battle for domination. Saturday, January 18th at Tuffy's in Sanford. Ringside seats are limited and will sell out. Secure your spot now and witness every slam, suplex, and smackdown up close. After the match, join us for the Monster After Party featuring DJ Angel of Boom, comedy from Ryan Holmes, and performances by Savannah, Angelique the Dancing Queen, and Daisy Del Toro. VIP upgrades available now at RealRadioMonsters.com. January Justice, the rematch, and Monster After Party are sponsored by Mills Air. Get your tickets today.
I'm John Morgan. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately, 24/7. Our investigators, legal staff, and over 900 lawyers work together to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. Insurance companies know who we are, and now you know it too. This firm was built for greatness. This firm was built for you. Injured? Call your army. We're ready to roll. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you could get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Here's my crazy. The oldest at the time, 16, had just bought a truck and thought he could rebuild it. Let him use my ratchet set. He didn't put anything back when I checked on it at 6:30 in the morning. Woke his ass up at 6:40. Told him put everything back and send me a picture because I have to go to work. He left one socket out of place. I said, you can never use my tools again. Don't play with my tools. I'm crazy now, I guess.
You're not.
Not at all.
You're not at all, dude. That's the way you like to roll. I got no problem with that whatsoever. I'd be the same exact way. Although we did have some pretty nut ones coming in during the break.
Yeah.
I mean, some pretty crazy. How about this one, Deb? I can't drink the last little bit of anything. Beer, coffee, creamer, anything.
Wow.
So if he only has that little bit left, he cannot drink it. He'll throw it out instead. I have to eat everything in pairs. Every time I'm done wearing a pair of shoes, they have to go back into the original box I bought them in.
Yeah.
So you save the box, and then when you're done wearing the shoes, when you wear them out, you put them back in that box, I guess, then toss them out or do whatever.
And before we end that segment, I'm just going to fulfill the request of one listener at 77031 asking me to just keep saying the word bag.
Bag. Bag.
Do I really say it like that?
Bag.
Is that when my Wisconsin accent comes out?
It's one of the, it is definitely one of the words that shows where you're from.
How?
Also, earlier, somebody said that when you said daddy during the Hooters thing, that he had to pull up the side of the road and visit himself a rest area.
That said, we still are waiting for your 5 o'clock sneeze.
Sure, right?
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
All right, look at me being wrong. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
And Jack has the Jackie sack. Let's get it. All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
All right, here we go. Got a couple of prizes in the Jackie Sack today that our winner gets to pick from. Either a pair of tickets to see Sarah Silverman this Friday night at the Hard Rock Live Orlando. Again, you want tickets, you go to the Hard Rock Live box office. But if you want to win them, you have to win JCS Trivia this this week. Again, the show is this Friday night. Also, something a little further out if you like to plan ahead. I'm talking July 19th.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, yeah, you can plan ahead.
If you are free, you might enjoy to see Toto with special guests Men at Work and Christopher Cross at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. Again, this happening this summer, July 19th, and we can put you there if you win JCS Trivia today. That's the Jackie Sack, which is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Got a move coming up? Call them. They can handle it in 2025. Doesn't matter if your move is local, long distance, residential, or commercial. Oh, but it does matter that you mentioned the Jim Colbert Show, because that bad boy is going to get you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO, moving.com. Back to you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Jack, who's first today?
Right out of the gate, we're going with Jennifer.
Jennifer, right up top. Jennifer, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys? Happy New Year.
Doing great. Happy New Year to you as well. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Game show.
All right, Jen, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is untrue.
What?
It is a lie.
No.
I'm trying to keep you from winning, at least for a little while. But if you can find it, Jen, I'll send you over to the Jackie Sack, and there lies some pretty cool prizes. Are you ready?
I am.
Here we go. On this day in 1971, actor, 2-time Academy Award nominee, part of the MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic
Brolin.
movie and TV star. He knows the combination to your Hurt Locker.
Jeremy Renner.
He's got a Hawkeye. It is Jeremy Renner's birthday.
Wow.
That's right. Jeremy Renner, born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Jeremy and 1 snowplow to the dome of a lie.
Damn.
Oof.
That's got to hurt.
Too soon.
All right, we're talking about Jeremy Renner. Jennifer, which one of these is untrue? Here we go. Number 1, he worked as a makeup artist while he waited for his big break. Number 2, he fell into acting by accident. He was actually in school to be a computer science/criminology major. Number 3, he's a multi-talented musician. He can play piano, drums, guitar, and he can sing.
Wow.
Or lastly, he's a distant cousin to actress Jennifer Aniston. Which of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with number 1.
No, that's absolutely true. Jeremy Renner, for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Worked part-time as a makeup artist while he was trying to break into acting and get a job before he got his big break. That's absolutely true. Who's next, buddy? Cammie right there on line 3. Cammie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing great. We're talking about Jeremy Renner, the actor. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, he fell into acting by accident. He was in school to be a computer science/criminology major. Number 2, he's a multi-talented musician. He plays piano, drums, guitar, and he can sing. Or lastly, he's a distant cousin to actress Jennifer Aniston.
I'm going to go with the last one.
That's the one. You're a winner.
Yay!
Hey, enjoy your tickets, man. Thank you for calling. Thanks for playing. We appreciate it.
Woo! Thank you.
You got it. All right. There you go. 2 lovely young ladies on the show today.
Oh, you mean 3?
Yeah, I do.
You better.
4, which can't say.
Yeah, 4.
Oh, 4. That's right.
He did fall into fall into acting by accident. Here's what was happening. He was going to community college for criminology and computer science. He took a drama class as an elective.
Oh, man.
And fell in love with it. And, of course, next thing you know is...
Got to get those credits somewhere.
Exactly.
He is a multi-talented musician. Not only can he play piano, drums, he also can play guitar, and he sings. As a matter of fact, he has a number of songs on soundtracks of movies that he's been in.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's a talented guy. And then lastly, he is definitely not a distant cousin to Jennifer Aniston. Not at all. Not even close. He is... Hold on. Was he... He was... a distant...
What?
No.
Controversy?
He early in his career, he played one of the worst people that ever lived.
Hitler.
Serial killer.
Bundy? Jack the Ripper.
I don't know if he's worse than Bundy. I think maybe the atrociousness of his crimes, most people would probably think that he's maybe worse than Bundy. I don't know if he killed as many people as Bundy. I think he killed about 18 or 20 people.
It's not BTK.
Berkowitz?
Mostly young men.
Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He played Jeffrey Dahmer. Actually, it was the first Dahmer movie. It was just called Dahmer.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. He's from a very big family. This is where they think...
The sequel was Dom and Dahmer.
I hate how good that was. I just hate how good that was. And if you'll notice, I'm not going to laugh because I can't give it to him.
Come on.
There you go. Where I got the crazy, or where I got that the lost baby thing, or the
oops baby,
the oops baby is from him. He's from a big family. He was 40 years old when his youngest brother was born.
Whoa!
What?
40 years old.
That's a gap.
When his baby,
Are you talking about the age or his mom?
Yeah, right, exactly. You don't laugh at your own jokes that hard.
Yeah, you do.
He could be. Him and his younger brother, that's grandparent distance.
He could easily be his dad.
That's a
he could
sneeze
be his
away.
You're right, he could be his grandfather.
That's grandparent distance.
Woof. Mom's gets loose.
Well, it did.
He and his best friend have a house flipping company, and they call it's a TV show as well. Have you seen it? I've never seen it. And it says it's aired a bunch, called Renovations.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he's really got real passionate about that, about buying property, architecture, and then bringing homes back to their kind of, back to their heyday, and then, selling them. That's part of his thing. There you go, Jeremy Renner.
Like he doesn't have enough to do.
Yeah. I think Carlos worked with him when on that Hawkeye show, if I remember right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I never really talked to him about what kind of person he was or anything, or if he was cool.
Carlos had nothing but great things to say about him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It seems like a good guy. You never know, though. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us easily at 77031. Beware of the Screwworm. I'll tell you about the Screwworm next.
13 chances per day at $1,000 begins Monday at 9 a.m. and is brought to you by Mills Air.
Slow traffic continues in the usual spots on I-4 today in the Orlando area. Things are still backed up eastbound due to an earlier crash that was blocking multiple lanes at the 434 exit. All eastbound lanes on State Road 520 remain shut down between Taylor Creek Road and the Beach Line. Traffic is still able to get by on the shoulder. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Guys, look here. Entertaining in your backyard this season is super easy with help from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. They have grills and smokers from the best companies out there. Big Green Egg, Traeger, Weber, Napoleon. Super awesome stuff. But they even have griddles as well. Everybody loves a grill. Cook your family breakfast, maybe a pizza oven for personal pizza night. I've got both of those. They are freaking awesome. Tools Ace also carries Polywood outdoor furniture. Now, this is dining sets and Adirondack chairs. And if you don't know anything about Polywood, it's made from recycled plastic. It is indestructible. It's beautiful. The designs are great, and it will not fade in the sun. That's super important. But don't forget, they have fire pits, firewood, patio heaters, and propane to keep everyone nice and warm when the temperature drops, like right now. Get it all assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend just $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture. Just visit one of their 13 Central Florida locations, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How To Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right. We're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How to Money and start listening.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickley.com.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable. Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Your music, radio, and podcasts are on our free iHeart Radio app. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, how's it, everyone? Oh, talk about my crazy? Oh, I just hide things from myself. I got money stashed in places I can't even remember.
Uh-oh.
Little bit of Pakalolo here and there. Yeah, I got stuff roached away like for the apocalypse. Anyway, yep, go searching through the closet. Never know what you might find.
Don't tell anybody.
Aloha.
That. What are you doing, dude?
So I have ADHD, which means that my stuff is in a weird organizational pattern. I have no organizational pattern, but I can tell you exactly where certain things are inside my house as long as you don't touch my S.
Mike Buzzer Larson here. Jimmy, why won't cannibals cook their instant noodles?
I don't know, Mike. Why won't they?
They prefer ramen.
Oh, my God.
Pancha! Pancha, give me the buzzer!
Give him the buzzer.
It's just so bad it's good. It's like watching The Gong Show.
Yeah.
It's just so bad it's good, you know? That's a dated reference for you. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
Scott Brown coming up from Edgewater Family Wealth. Jesus. Edgewater Family Wealth will be at 6:20 today. We have moved Scott from the 420 or 520 segment over here to 6:20. And we'll talk to him in just a few, find out what's going on in 2025 with your investment dollars. And we'll talk about our first seminar. I'm sure I'm almost certain he'll have a date. Not 100.
He's married, Jim.
I know a date. Have you guys even heard of the Screwworm? Do you know what this is?
No, but as soon as you said it, I'm like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah. I actually wrote down on my sheet, I'm going to tell you about the Screwworm, and it's not even Friday.
Oh.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is this, right? So, we are not in the travel season exactly right now, but we will eventually be in the travel season. And although this story is out of South Texas, really the U.S. isn't really at risk per se.
Okay.
But I feel that it's necessary, almost like a PSA. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but it's almost like a PSA to make sure, because a lot of the places these things are prevalent are in areas where you will be traveling and stuff like that. Like, let's say the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Where I just came from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't get screwworm, did
No,
you?
trust me. If I got the screwworm, when you hear the what it does, there's no way you would know immediately, because I would look like a walking zombie. So basically, what this thing is called. Let me see if I can get the actual name for this thing down. But they call it the New World Screwworm. It was recently found in is it Chiapas in Mexico?
Yeah, Chiapas.
Is that what it is? Yeah. And according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the New World Screwworm is a devastating pest. So what they do is they burrow into the flesh of a living animal, and then they hatch their eggs. Livestock, pets, wildlife, occasionally birds, but in rare cases, people as well. And they lay their eggs in open wounds or orifices of live tissue, nostrils, eyes, mouth, and then they start hatching their eggs. Well, when the eggs hatch, those little worms screw themselves because they have these two fangs on the end of their body, and they basically use those fangs to slowly dig and screw themselves deeper into your body and start feeding on you, basically. They're called mouth hooks. They become the wounds become larger, the infestation becomes very seriously or even deadly. For it. They call it the man-eater in certain countries because of what it can do. Now, the reason I bring this up is because these are the areas where you can really find it. And this is really the reason. I didn't mean to gross anybody out here right before dinner time, but as you travel this year...
But here we go.
Exactly.
No, I just did the bad part. As you travel this year and start building your plans, and you'll know why I'm saying this when I mention these places, just understand that you could encounter this thing. It is a fly. Costa Rica. Anybody from the States go to Costa Rica?
Not many.
I've been.
Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico. In other words, every cruise stop.
Yeah.
Like almost all the Western Caribbean cruise stops, the areas that this thing is prevalent in are those places. Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican, South America, all the places I just mentioned. Now, we sterilized the females years ago. We figured out how to do that so they couldn't reproduce and basically eradicated it here in the U.S. But other countries do not do that because it costs like $1 billion to do it, right? And it saved us hundreds of millions of dollars in the agriculture world as well.
I'm sure.
And so what they're saying is the fly can lay 300 eggs at a time. It can smell the odor of a wound. So if you have a wound, like my arms are always chopped up from my thin skin and stuff.
And they're not bandaged.
So they can lay in there and you will never even know it's happening. It's called myiasis. Myiasis. And it just sounds like my ass is. That's what's killing me. So, you'll get you get a depressed behavior, loss of appetite, and your head starts shaking uncontrollably, and you start smelling like rotting flesh.
Oh, great. You weren't kidding about the zombie aspect.
Yeah. So basically, just make sure that if you're booking a vacation to any of the areas I just mentioned, that just paying attention to what's out there so you don't run into any problems. All right. So in the promo, I told you guys there were new travel trends for 2025. And I actually kind of like this because it really kind of shows you, the difference in generations and how we travel. Like for me, I like cruises, right? I like to go on a cruise. I like to pay one fee, put all my stuff in the safe, and then act a fool for 7 days. And not have to worry about getting drunk and driving or any of that stuff. Just go enjoy music and food and all the stuff. Rarely even leave the boat when I go on those things. We'll only go on the islands or go out if there's something specific we want to do. We just like being on the ship, right? But there are new ones now. And younger people, as they travel, they're changing the way that we look at travel. You want to take a chance? You want to take a shot at what some of the new travel trends are? And you guys think you may be able to guess one? Let me give you an example of one of them. Nocturism.
At night. Things to see at night.
Exactly. Traveling to see things at night, whether it be going to a place that has zero light wash so you can see
meteor
the stars,
showers,
or going
ghosts,
to, or the
ghost tours,
or the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, that stuff too. Whatever.
Stuff like that. They're doing that. They're doing also the luminescence. Like when you do,
yeah.
Is it the paddle? Have you ever done that, Jack?
The kayaking over in Brevard County?
I have, actually.
Yeah, you did paddleboarding though, right?
I did, yeah. But you could also do it in a canoe, and there's a place off the East Coast, and if you want to go on a new moon when it's, it's totally as dark as possible, and, right after sunset is you paddle out and you go around this little island, and it was awesome.
It's bioluminescence. That's what it's called, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's that natural green glow that's in the shallows of the oceans or waterways.
Yep.
So that's like becoming very popular with younger people. And I don't know if this is like an economy thing, because those trips aren't expensive. You could drive out to the Midwest and just go out in the middle of nowhere. You could actually even you can Google that, the areas that have zero light wash, and go out into the very remote areas to look at planets, take your telescope or whatever. That's becoming very popular. A calmcation.
It's like a spa, yoga retreat.
Very sensible, right? It's
sitting on the couch.
Anything that creates a sense of tranquility is going to be popular in 2025.
It's Deb's weekend.
And it says this follows a report from the WHO saying that noise pollution, traffic, is the second most important cause of ill health in Western Europe. The idea of just hearing all that noise all the time. And they have a place this cruise company created a thing called Quiet Escapes. It's in Norway, but they also do them in New York, Paris, and London. And it's basically an unplugged, tech-free cabin as you cruise around, just enjoying peace and quiet. It isn't this loud party scene like you see on a lot of the cruise ships now. It's more of a chill, relaxing environment, and it isn't real bustling. There's no noise or anything like that. So basically, it's just getting away and being quiet.
Unplugging, literally.
Unplugging, 100%. Traveling meets AI. Technology start to play a larger role in trip planning.
Sure.
50% of its customers are planning to prioritize generative AI through 2025, and basically letting the AI kind of pick. In other words, what they're saying is this. You type in the AI what you like doing.
Yeah.
I like to do this. I like to watch baseball. I want to go eat some good food. I want to thrift, or I want to go blah, blah, blah. And you say, give me places where that happens in the Northeast. And it'll tell you not only what cities offer that, where you can stay, how you can book the trips, where the restaurants are, all of that stuff. AI brings it all up. So basically, they're just leaning on the tech to build them a vacation and then just doing what it says.
It works actually pretty well. I've used it for a trip. Yeah, it's just like, what are the 5 coolest things to see or do in Albuquerque? And where, if you have a destination you're going, you can do that, and then it's going to, give you a list, it's just really a Google search on steroids, right? They do it, but it's more conversational, it's, I think you should do.
Right.
Then it basically lists these items.
Right, exactly. And I think even more so than like just Googling it or whatever, it builds an itinerary. And that's really what they like. They like the fact that it builds an itinerary where you can just print that out and go, or put it on your phone or send it to yourself or whatever and go, well, this is what we're doing. This is what AI says is awesome. And I guess you got to remember, it's still pulling from like Yelp reviews and other reviews. So it's not sending you to dumpy places. It's sending you to places that have a lot of positive reviews, so you have good positive experience.
And it's all about the prompt. You could say, give me a list of places that have at least this rating on TripAdvisor.
Right.
So
it's the digital version of a travel agent.
Exactly, it is. That's why they're hardly any of them anymore.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The return of the holiday romance, I guess, is part of a travel trend coming up in 2025. It says going hand in hand with the rise of digitization, it says there's been a burnout, and that 79% of Gen Z feel exhausted from online dating. They have a travel thing called Globe Trender, and what they're saying is people are looking for genuine, authentic, romantic getaways that aren't tourist related. In other words, you're not going to go to Paris and and ride or you go to Venice and ride a gondola like everybody else has done for the last 75 years in America.
Right.
You're going to do something different. Maybe go to the mountains and do what you do a lot with Chris. Go get a tree house or do something a little bit more off the grid romantically. That's very popular this year in 2025, they say.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. And it says whether you have a holiday romance or not, it's easier than ever than to find a friendship or, a romance that can blossom using these really cool things that not many people do. And I think that's kind of what these new generations are looking for because they see everything online. By the time they're 15, they've already lived a life of like us being 22.
Right.
Because they've already seen and heard and smelled and done everything online. They have no genuine experiences. So now it looks like, 80% of that generation is looking for more genuine, authentic experiences that don't have anything to do with logging on.
It does. It does, when you travel, you go to see something and you're like, oh, the Eiffel Tower. And now it's like, anything you can see on the planet, you can bring up on your phone, right? And you can watch a TikTok about it. So it has to be something more than just going to see something. It has to be a little more textile where you actually are involved in, you got to be doing something. That's why, like the bioluminescence, you have to be doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the trips that I talked about, my buddy Kevin back in the day, and I think he still actually does this. He's was a chef here in town named Kevin Fonzo. He takes a small group of people over to Spain, over to Italy, and they stay in these like really off the grid, like farmhouses.
Perfect.
And they go truffle hunting, then they make their own pasta and they drink wine. And that's a travel thing that's also very, those niche little things like that. And one of these, the fifth thing here says off the beaten track is now mainstream. They're tired of going to Rome. They're tired of going to Milan and Tokyo. Now they're looking for like Uzbekistan or Croatia or places like that. Yeah, Lithuania, places that nobody's really gone to for years because the tourist areas are so slammed now, you can't even enjoy it.
I think that is where that lane is for the travel agent, right? It's create, like your buddy Kevin, like create these experiences. So it's like, I want to do it. I'm a little intimidated. When you travel abroad, there's going to be a language issue.
Right.
And we travel places assuming that people will be able to speak English or at least figure it out for us, right? We kind of have that arrogance we take with us.
The ugly American.
Yeah. But you want to do those cool things, and there is no better travel like to experience a place than to do it with someone who's been there. So if you have someone who can kind of set you up and guide you on that path, you find that right travel agent.
Man.
You can have a really cool experience.
You sure can.
Yeah.
Number 6 up here is coolcations. Any idea what a coolcation is? This is an interesting one.
Like Greenland, some place for a cold.
Norway?
You nailed it. That's exactly it. I thought you would think it would be like cool, like hip, but it actually means exactly what it says. So in the summer years, in the summer months, in areas where it gets warm,
it feels like years.
People are taking vacation destinations to areas where it's cold when it's supposed to be warm. Norway, Finland, areas like that, where the temperatures in the summer are really cold, and they're doing that. They're experiencing that in other places. Like they're doing winter in America and they're doing winter elsewhere. And then the last one here is a little bit. It's called nostalgia trivia, and it says. Will music icons like Oasis and Eminem follow Taylor Swift's lead and disrupt the travel industry in 2025? Because as she traveled the world, people traveled with her to see the shows. And that's kind of what they're talking about. Traveling either for a band, for an organization, or something like that to enjoy yourself. On top of the trip, you have a destination reason, and there you go. That's on the BBC. If you want to check it out and read more in depth, you can see it right there. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Back in a second with our buddy Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. It's Only Money. The first episode of 2025 is next.
Someday, Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you take the dog for a walk?
Ha ha ha. No way in hell.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeart Radio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeart Radio.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 this evening in the Orlando area. Still looking at accident eastbound, blocking multiple lanes on the interstate at the 434 exit. All eastbound lanes on State Road 520 remain blocked out in Christmas between Taylor Creek Road and the Beach Line. Traffic is still able to get by on the left shoulder for the time being. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Guys, let me tell you something. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Everybody had themselves a really nice Christmas, nice Thanksgiving. You look around, look back at those pictures on Facebook, all your social media. You see your family smiling there, all dressed up real nice. And you just kind of get warm when you look at those pictures, right? Isn't that great? Don't you want to do that over and over and over and over? Well, you can, but Life Imaging can help you do that. But here's the thing, man. When you get to a certain age, you really have to start paying attention to your health inside. You don't want to wait for a symptom. You don't want to be reactive. You want to be proactive and get to Life Imaging right now and get that free scan and find out what's happening in your body. We've had so many people tell us they followed our directions, went to Life Imaging FLA, got the scan, and find out they needed surgery to keep them alive. Many people have done that. But look, you can do the same thing as well. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes. It only takes a few minutes, so don't wait. Do what we did. Call Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And it's important. While you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Remember, early detection saves lives. Here's how you make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You will be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart Media.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
The music we listen to all year long. The anthems that were our soundtrack for 2024. They not like us. And the stars who made the songs we love will all be celebrated.
Let's get it started.
March 17, live from Los Angeles. Coming back to Fox.
Be here as our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards nominees are announced Thursday at 9 a.m.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How To Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right, we're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How To Money and start listening.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life,
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
I love it.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeart app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artists' radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice.
Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeart app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that. I hope you had a really nice Tuesday here in the beginning of 2025. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah, I am.
Let's do It's Only Money.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth. Isn't that really just common sense financial advice?
It's both.
Oh, okay. It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Good loud for our buddy, Mr. Scott Brown.
Yay!
Edgewater Family Wealth. Scott, what is going on, you bearded hunk?
You know, it's 2025. What's old is new. What's new is old. No, I'm old now. I'm 60 years old, for crying out loud.
Oh my God!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Well, it's not my birthday, but I'm really. First of all, let me tell you this. This is how I started out the new year. You know, I hurt my tailbone, right?
Yes, your coccyx.
My coccyx is, aptly named, is still not healed.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. So it's better. It's better. But if you just a little advice, free advice in 2025, do not hurt your coccyx. Especially that didn't come out right, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Do not hurt your tailbone. Because it is weeks, if not months, in healing, and I strongly urge against it. If I do nothing else on this show, I'm trying to help you right there. Do not injure your tailbone.
So you're about a month into this thing, right?
2 months.
2 months into this.
2 months.
And okay, so pain level, where is it now from where it was using numbers?
It started at about a 6 or 7. Stayed there for about a month. I got by on Advil. I don't have any stomach lining left, but I did get by on Advil. And now it's down to about, at a bad moment, a 3, and a lot of times at a 1 or 2. But Buddy, it is taking its sweet time.
Yeah, and the funny thing is because, of course, where that is, if you sit or do anything.
Or it's your core, too.
Yeah.
So it's you twist, you move, you get up. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not good. Don't do it.
I did when I was 17. Not fun.
How did you injure it, by the way?
Riding on an airplane. Nothing exciting. I just sat in place for 10 hours and got myself into a bad position. I may or may not have had a glass of wine, fallen asleep, and just sat on a hard surface for 10 hours.
Wow, man.
Ow.
What a drag. Well, we hope you
It was, a total drag.
How was your holidays? Good?
My holidays were fantastic.
Love hearing
Nothing
that.
exciting. I stayed up till 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve, so that was fun.
Oh, late night.
This guy really living life. This guy,
Listen,
no
I'm a
holds,
partier.
no holds barred for this guy.
No,
No
you
holds
can't
barred.
hang with me. You can't hang with me.
All right, well, let's get into it. I was excited to see we have 2 events coming up. I promised everybody today you would have information on seminars because they were so popular for us last year. We want to make
Right.
sure that we get those back in the run, so we'll definitely get to that. So, it's so funny. It says the very first thing because everybody is doing the what's new in 2025 thing, right?
Yep.
So what you lift off with is you're like, what's not new for 2025? What isn't new for 2025 in the world of finance, Mr. Brown?
Well, what's not new is you're not going to get rich quickly. So let's get that out of the way right now. Let's not spend 1 second of our time in 2025 trying to get rich on crypto or trying to figure out which stock's going to double next week or trying to figure out, if you're on FanDuel trying to figure out how you're going to pave the way to your retirement, this is probably not a solid strategy, people. I don't think this should be news to anybody.
That is great, Scott. But what about Hard Rock Bet? That's not FanDuel.
Well, now, of course, what's that? What's the guy the tattooed guy that I don't know anything about?
Post Malone.
Post Malone. Listen, if Post Malone's doing it, I could be entirely wrong.
And 88, that commercial that they have run ad nauseum, 88 grand he bets and wins 168, whatever. But man, they are getting every bit out of that ad.
Oh, it's insane the amount of gambling app ads you're seeing. I've said this before on this show, and I'm going to say it again. If you have young people in your home, I'm talking about people in their teens, and you're allowing this to be on their phone, you are almost guaranteed, especially young men. Young men are very, very susceptible to this. You are almost guaranteeing that they will not be fiscally responsible.
Yeah, I got to tell you, buddy, it is already becoming an epidemic with that because I've told a story on the air, I think early last year, when we were talking about the gambling app and that thing was coming to fruition. And we had a texter text in who was a teacher, and she asked her classroom of senior high school boys how many people had the Hard Rock gambling app on their phone, and what percentage of the classroom do you think had it on?
70.
Well, there were 35 people in the class, and everybody but 2, every male but 2 had the app on their phone.
Wow.
And it is destructive. Look, I know people who have it, and it is crazy to watch a football game with them. They're betting on possession. They're betting on first downs. They're betting on who's going to catch the next pass.
Jack is sitting right here.
Yeah, just this Sunday, I turned $21 into 16.
Uh-huh.
I am doing great.
Yeah, but I got to
think of the tax savings, Jack.
Yeah,
you don't pay any taxes on that.
There you
go. So there you go. It's just a tax tax strategy.
I got buddies rolling a little thicker than that. I got buddies rolling like $500 that Dallas will score on this possession.
Yeah, and then they're going to be pissed off if their Social Security check doesn't go up next year.
Right, exactly right.
I just saw a study that the bottom 5% of our population economically spends $600 a year on lottery tickets.
Wow, really?
Wow.
So that is, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but that is state-sponsored. Basically, the state is taking advantage of its least capable people in terms of economics, right? It's saying, well, you're already poor. We're already doing a bad job of helping you economically. Let's make it worse and take $500 a year from you so that we can redistribute that in some inefficient. To me, it drives me insane.
Completely bananas.
It does. It really pisses me off.
I got somebody just texted in, a buddy of mine just texted in and said he saw that your business partner was featured in Lake County's 40 over 40.
40 under 40?
40 under 40.
Yeah, probably Matt out in our Mount Dora office.
Yeah, he said it's probably a pretty cool accomplishment out there in that area too. And then somebody also said thank you for the segment. They just put $20,000 in an account with you to try to get it going. So I'm glad we're seeing some impact for sure.
And ask him if I told him I could double it overnight.
No, I'm not going to ask him that for sure. Because if he says, I'm coming to you tonight.
I got to be clear, that was a joke. Compliance and supervision people will lose their minds over the fact that I just made that joke. So
Oh, wow.
let's be clear, people. I'm not doubling your money overnight.
Very good. All right, let's move on to this next thing. And this is interesting because I've started to pay more attention to this, and namely because of reading everywhere from Charlie Munger to obviously Warren Buffett and other people of that nature, is why taxes matter almost as much as the returns. And it's funny because, Scott, it's funny. We always think about earning money and how much we earn and how much we earn. But in reality, saving money is earning money. And if you're not handling your taxes correctly, if you're not in the right areas, you're really kind of doing yourself a disservice. Tell me about what you think about the tax situation coming up this year.
Well, of course, it's the first of the year, so everybody's going to start thinking about their tax returns pretty soon. And one of the things I see with people is kind of this indiscriminate saving/spending. And what I mean by that is you'll have an investment account and somebody will say, well, I need to buy a thing or do a thing or go to a place, travel, whatever it is, send me some money. I think I should, take it out of this account or the other. And I said, well, why would you take it from that account? Because if you take it from that account, meaning a qualified account in most examples, meaning an IRA or a 401k or something like that, you're going to have to pay income tax on that money versus, and this is, I'm oversimplifying, but versus you got another account where maybe you only have capital gains, right? So you go from a 35, 38% tax bracket at the highest levels down to maybe 10% or 20% at the highest levels, right? And now, if we're taking out 10 grand, that's real money.
Yeah,
that's $1,000 or $2. So every time you make a transaction, every time you buy something, every time you add money to a Roth versus a 401k or an IRA or whatever it is, traditional IRA, you have to stop and think. It's not even a matter of, what I take. It's what do I keep?
Right.
So, like, even strategies of where you take out of this is for the retirees out there. If you're going to take money out of an account, does that count against your Social Security's taxability? Does that add cost to your Medicare bill, right?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you all of those things are likely true. And sometimes you might take 10 grand out of an account that gets added back to your income for the purposes of Medicare costs, and it might cost you $500 on the other side every year that you didn't even think about.
Damn, dude.
Right? So this is why at this time of year, and this is why I'm saying that now, is people need to think as they go through the year and they seek their advisor's help or they do it on their own. If you're calling Fidelity 1-800, the person on the other end of the line does not care where you take that money from, right?
Right.
So you need to make sure you care. So it's critical to stop for a minute, just for a minute, and look at what account makes the most sense from a tax standpoint, because I would argue the average retiree costs themselves thousands of dollars every year by not stopping and pausing and saying, where's the best place to take this money?
Wow, man. Incredible stuff. And then it happens a lot of, like when you deal with clients all the time, that's something that you go over with almost everyone you deal with?
Yeah, I mean, they call it and say, I need money, and we figure out where to take it that has the least consequence, because a dollar isn't a dollar. If I took a dollar from the wrong place, it now becomes 70 cents.
Oh, yeah.
So now I got to take $1.30 to give them the dollar.
Right, yeah.
So we got to make sure that we're doing this efficiently.
Absolutely. Now, the big excitement stuff, of course, is we have seminars coming up, and that is great because I know a lot of people who listen to the show constantly text us, constantly talk about it. Hey, when are the new seminars coming out? When are the new seminars coming out? They were a massive success for us last year. We know we had a lot of people that got with you, and they filled these things up for a reason. Jack actually went to one or two.
Yeah, well, one, but I was thinking about two because it also comes with a free lunch.
So what are we doing this year, big dog?
Oh, it's exciting. All right. So we have our first Orlando/Winter Park event at Ruth's Chris. I believe that starts at 11:30 on the 6th of February. And, you can just go to edgewaterfamilywealth.com as always, and there'll be a drop down for you to register for that. I think it'll fill up quick because that's not a big room. So you might want to get on that one quickly. We're going to cover a lot of new things in 2025 for the person who's trying to accumulate wealth and for the person who's already got wealth and may be ready to retire. We're going to add a lot of new things for them. Again, that is February the 6th, and I believe that is at 11:30 a.m. In Mount Dora on the 31st of January, we will be doing, of course, the 1921 room, famous for its cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I know when we have 40 people there, 38 of them get the cheeseburger. But we will be doing, again, the same stuff. So I believe that one's an 11:30 start time as well. If I'm wrong on the times, you can check me on the drop downs. But you just go to the drop down. I'm coming to Mount Dora. I'm coming to Winter Park. And register for the one that makes the most sense for you. But again, that's February 6th in Orlando, and that is January 31st in Mount Dora. And again, all that gets taken care of at EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com.
That's right, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. When you go there, you can actually book your reservation. Remember, this costs nothing, but you do have to book the reservations because they do always get sold out or fill up. So you'll wind up of waiting, and you don't want that because the information, you need it as quickly as you possibly can. Are we also going to have our real estate people that who's all going to be there for these first two?
Of course, Greg Rossler will be there, our favorite Medicare expert.
Guy's a genius.
Jack's favorite guy, which he says repeatedly in front of me.
Hey, great hire, Scott. Great hire.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. You're doing wonders for my ego. But yeah, Greg will be there, and we generally will have. I think this year we're going to try to work in an estate attorney.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
To talk about what's the difference between a will, a trust, and all of that sort of thing. Because a lot of people don't know. They don't know, why do I need a trust? Why do I need a will? What does any of that do? What's the difference? Why is one more expensive? This will be your opportunity and I don't know that we're going to have them in both places, but we're working on that side of it.
Yeah, for sure, no problem. I wanted to ask you something, Scott. It's interesting. When you're online, you see people who are like dishing out financial advice, and there's this one particular guy that I've paid attention to, and I wanted to ask you this personally. I haven't had a chance to do it since last year, but he was trying to make an argument for retiring at 62 years old. All right, instead of waiting until 67. And he had this kind of math thing about how you should do that and do this and the other. So when you think about the retirement age, which is 67 and a half now, something like that?
Oh, you mean full Social Security age?
Yeah, because that was the whole idea, taking Social Security at 62 rather than waiting till 67.
Yeah.
And he had the whole math, and it was very convincing argument.
My brother-in-law is also this guy, but he's also kind of a know-it-all, so I just kind of discount it. But I'm really interested in hear what Scott has to say about
because it's interesting, really, because one of the big decisions you make when you get to that certain age, I mean, you just said yourself, you're 60 years old. I'm sure retirement isn't really a question for you. You've done this for a long time, and you know what you're going to do. For people out there who are sitting on that 401k or that IRA Roth, and they're looking at that age, are you a guy who says retire early, or are you a guy who says full length? Well, where do you stand on this, and what do the numbers say?
Well, you're going to hate this answer, but it depends, right? Yeah. Again, it's 60. I think the argument for 62 would be you have to live this many years to make not doing that worthwhile. And here's the problem. If you can tell me when you're going to die, I can answer that question.
Well, I think what he was using was the basic averages. What the male average life expectancy was like 78 or 76, and females was 78 or 9 or something like that. I think that's what he was using as the base.
Well, here's the problem, because then you say, well, I'm going to retire. There's a difference between retiring at 62, meaning you stopped working, and just taking Social Security at 62, which you can't do if you make over a certain amount of income. You literally cannot do that. They will not let you do that, right? So you pretty much have to retire down to the point where you're making almost no money. So those are two. So the argument is, I want to just keep doing what I'm doing and going to work every day, but I want to go ahead and take Social Security at 62, likely not going to happen. Right? Now, if you say, I'm done, I have no more earned income, and now I'm going to take it at 62 because that's just what I want to do, well, I can't argue against it. I don't know how long you're going to live. If you live to be 95, it won't work out for you. But if you live to be 95, you probably won't know what's happening anyway. But
and that was his argument. His argument was, when you're 62, you still have viable life. Your body's still in pretty good shape. You can still enjoy yourself instead of waiting till 67, where you've lost that 5 years, 8 years, whatever the case may be, in quality life. In quality life.
Well, and again, I can't. That's not something I can disagree with per se. But again, you have to assume some things in order for that to work. You have to assume you won't live a long life, and P.S. longevity is expensive, right? Because you need care in your older years, right? And you have to assume you can stop working, right? So if you've done the planning and you have enough money to stop working anyway, then what the heck? Let it rip. Personally, I'm going to wait till my majority and probably wait till I'm age 70 because I get an 8% increase every single year that I wait. And then I'm going to hope to live a long time. And if I don't live a long time, I won't know the difference.
Solid advice.
And the great thing about dealing with Scott and Edgewater Family Wealth is when you have questions like this with the idea of when you can, what you can, where you are in life, that's what he does. He builds that map for you financially so that you can sit down and go, okay, well, Scott said that if we do this and do this, we'll have this. And then you can build a life plan on how you want to live your life. Do you want to move to South America like a lot of people are doing? Do you want to have that little house on the hill or whatever the case may be? The cool thing is when you get with Scott Brown over at Edgewater Family Wealth and you kind of pitch them your financial situation and where you are, man, they can draw a pretty damn accurate map of where you can be and what you're going to be able to do in the next few years, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's about probabilities. We want to know statistically what's the likelihood, whether you wanted to retire at 62 or 67, we can tell you the probabilities that you'll be successful. And what you want is a high probability of success. That's all any of us want is a high probability because there are no guarantees out there, right? It's just what is likely to happen. And you can give us 3 or 4 scenarios and we can tell you each scenario, 62, 65, 67.
Love it.
So again, go to EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. We can make that happen.
That's right. And then while you're there, be sure, January 31st, February 6th, book your spot so you don't lose out on these seminars. They will fill up fast. You get that free lunch, and you get information that could change your life as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new season, ready to rock and roll.
Got it, buddy. Always good seeing you. Good and loud for our buddy Scott Brown.
Yay!
Hey, and don't forget, when you're there booking your appointment or you're booking your reservation, you can download these 2 books for free as well. Real quick.
Yeah, my first book, which was called I Never Made Anyone Rich, which is an exciting title, always makes Jimmy smile. And then the second one is I Got a Guy, which is a guide to using a financial advisor. So even if you don't use us, it'll show you how to interact with one.
You're the absolute best. Again, that's January 31st, February 6th, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Scotty, have a good week. We'll see you next week, buddy.
All right.
You got it. All right. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Oh, real quick. What'd you do? Hold on. Let me stop there. I'm going way too fast. Woosah. What's coming up next for You Heard It Here First?
Wildfires erupt in Southern California. Unanswered questions remain after 2 bodies found in JetBlue landing gear and a Disney deal for Florida residents. We'll talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
Right after this.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Broadcasting live from the Cool Today Weather Center at cooltoday.com.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We are looking at a lot of cold weather over the next few days. Temps in the 50s for highs, 30s to near 40 for lows. A little bit of a breeze, a lot of wind chill. Next weather thing on Saturday, rain. Could be decent rain in the morning and midday, then clearing Saturday afternoon for the full Disney Marathon on Sunday. Should be colder. Race temps in the 40s for the marathon Sunday morning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Look, man, when you're sitting in your house, that is your most valuable asset more than likely. And if you plan on selling that or moving on or maybe just getting a dream house, you got to have realtors that know what the hell they're doing, who know this market inside and out, who understand where the good parts of town are, the good school areas. All of that stuff comes into play. And the Nickley Group knows all of that times 50. These guys are absolutely one of the best kept secrets in all of Orlando. They're so good at what they do. And one of the reasons why they're so successful is they sell homes on average for 6% more than their competitors, and they sell those homes twice as fast as well. More money in your pocket faster is always good when it comes to moving a home. And with interest rates where they are, your buying power is greater than it was even just last year. So take advantage of that. And their website has so much information that you can use, listings and stuff. And if you're part of their VIP program, your property gets moved to the top. It gets seen by more qualified buyers out there than anybody. You just can't lose. Even get a guaranteed cash offer on your home. And people are doing that. No showings, no open houses. That deal closes in 14 days, no hassle. Get your home valued instantly using current market data or list your house on the market. And while you're there, download that buyer's guide. They tell me to do that every time. And the reason why, it is loaded with information that make you a smarter buyer or seller. It's the VIP program. Get with it today. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
This is Ashley Iconetti from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes and for less than $3 a day. 8 out of 10 users say that using Future Health programs is more effective than anything they have ever tried. I have a family member who has tried for years to lose weight, and no matter how much she cuts out the snacking and the bad foods and how much she moves, it just doesn't happen for her. Well, with Future Health, they give millions of people affordable access to weight loss meds for less than $3 a day. Just take their quick 3-minute survey, and from there, if approved by a clinician, you'll get prescribed and get meds delivered to your door within 24 hours. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That's tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Sounds like me on New Year's.
So
my kids, my two oldest are in their 30s, the middle ones are in their early to mid 20s, and the youngest one, who we like to refer to sometimes as our 401k killer, is 10. He's our oops baby, but it must run in the family because I'm an oops baby. And other than me trying to seek out all the attention in the family growing up, my parents treated me really well and raised me pretty well,
Very
I
nice.
hope. But anyways, that's that.
You sound like a fine young man.
Ooh, Colbert Croy.
It's late today. That's not good.
He's already in the bag.
Good news, even without VPNs, you can still use Xvideos and NXXX.com. So, let the boys free.
Take a nap, D-bag.
I verified.
Oh, you're very good. He's not wrong. 407-916-1041. Let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
Well, Jimmy, you and I were just talking about it at the beginning of the show today, not on air, but off air, about the fact of the Santa Ana winds in California and their unprecedented forecast. Well, it turns out Southern California fire crews are battling a growing wildfire as the region is under a red flag warning. Nancy Liu from News Nation was on hand describing the incident.
I am watching right now a home that is burning here in Pacific Palisades. It's very smoky. There are embers flying around, and we personally stomped out a couple of them. This is just a massive emergency situation. The winds are picking up.
The blaze in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles has burned almost 800 acres so far.
Yep.
According to multiple reports, the forecast windstorm is considered to be, quote, life-threatening. There's expected to be sustained winds between 20 and 45 miles an hour, while gusts could potentially reach up to 100 miles per hour during the evening. President Biden has reportedly canceled a trip to Southern California's Inland Empire.
Yeah, it looks bad out there.
It looks, I mean, to see Sunset Boulevard in Santa, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, when I saw today that they were expecting 80 to 100 mile an hour gusts in L.A., I was like, this is real.
Yeah, very real.
Hurricane force.
Yeah, exactly. Closer to home, there are still many unanswered questions after two bodies were discovered in a JetBlue plane's landing gear. Two male stowaways were found dead in the landing gear compartment of a JetBlue plane that flew to Fort Lauderdale out of New York's JFK Airport Monday night.
The individuals who deceased are both males. Beyond that, their identities at this time are unknown. That is one of the questions that detectives are seeking to answer.
Yeah, Carrie Codd of the Broward County Sheriff's Department and JetBlue also want to know how and where the stowaways boarded the jet. It made stops earlier in the day, as you heard Sabrina mention, in Salt Lake City and Jamaica. Security expert Michael Balboni says airlines must do a better job at keeping unauthorized, unticketed people away from planes.
Absolutely.
And then finally, Florida residents can visit Disney World at a discount. Disney announced yesterday it's offering the Florida Resident Discovery Disney ticket starting today. State residents can buy a 4-day ticket to Disney theme parks for $60 a day plus tax.
Damn, that's good.
Isn't that a good deal?
That's awesome.
Also, the tickets can be used on non-consecutive days. Get more info on that at disneyworld.disney.go.com.
There you go.
Hot damn, you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, who do we have to thank today, kid?
Well, we want to thank Frogger's Grill and Bar for giving Howie his $25 gift card.
Thanks.
Howie, you're not going to be able to use all of that in one place. ThreatLocker CEO Danny Jenkins for his fascinating segment, already been posted at Jim Colbert Live under The Goods. Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth, that has also been posted under Jim Colbert Live under The Goods. And Sam Bowen and Candace Rich, thank you so much for running our YouTube chat.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Jack, question of the day.
Yes. Have you taken down your Christmas decorations?
I say 50% have.
69% yes.
Yeah! Great percentage, Jack. Thank you very much. All right, coming up tomorrow, who do we have for Animal House?
We have the Central Florida Zoo coming in. We've got Gifu, Emily, and Roberta, the red-footed tortoise.
Plus, we'll talk to our buddy Scott Maxwell and all of your other phone calls and text and talks. It's all going to be fun for sure. Let's go right now.
I agree.
Let's go right now. It's so cold. Ready to get home. On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday evening.
And stay warm. Brr. Bye.
I do ginger brandy.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out the Jim Colbert Show on demand. And for highlighted feature segments,